Hello and welcome everyone to New Moon 2025 Cycle 8, Blood Moon number 2. This is the second stream of the round robin stage, which will decide who will go into the top cut for next week. So if you're new to the stream, welcome. And to briefly explain what Blood Moon is and how this all works, so Blood Moon is a big tournament which happens 4 times a year, and it's divided into 2 different stages. One is the round robin stage, which is basically where we are now, and the next one is the top cut stage. The round robin stage is divided into 2 groups, which you can see on the screen. So these are the players for the 2 different groups, and from each group, only 4 players will advance into the top cut bracket. And we'll get an idea by the end of the stream of who the contenders might be. And you might be wondering what everyone is meeting for. And to answer that question, we've recently added a cash prize pool for the Blood Moons. And thanks to all of the generous Ko-Fi subscriptions we've had, we've been able to increase the amount for the cash prize as well. But more importantly, the winner of the Blood Moon will also receive the unique Moon Master role. And that is a special role that is only given to the current winner of the Blood Moon or the Moon Master, and only one person can have it at a time, so it lasts until the next Blood Moon. The current Moon Master is Postway, who unfortunately was unable to join this time, so by the end of this tournament, we will have a new Moon Master to go ahead. Also, another announcement is do keep an eye out for more news coming in the future after the Blood Moon, and we are planning to run a special tournament for a game that is not the N6 for once. Should be a lot of fun to do. Alright, and without further ado, joining me on commentary today is going to be SoulXCross. Hello, Soul.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? The matches this week were insane. A lot of nail biters for sure. I'm actually very excited to see some of these matches. What about you, PZ?
Definitely. Blood Moon matches are always very close, and especially looking at the brackets near the end, these matches always end up being very spicy. Alright, and with that, let's head into the setups for our first match of the day, which is going to be burnbird vs Ricochet. Alright, so if you're unfamiliar with Blood Moon or haven't been following them up recently, you might be unfamiliar with the name burnbird, but they joined last Blood Moon as their first, and they actually managed to get to the 3rd position last Blood Moon. Unfortunately, they had to drop out, but that was a very, very strong showing from them joining the first Blood Moon, and now they are going again. So it will be interesting to go over their build and matches.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive to see how far they were able to take their play and their builds in the last Blood Moon. You know, it's really cool to see new players come in and do well. I love to see it. I hope it happens more often. I want it to happen every day, as a matter of fact. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about this build. It is a pretty cookie cutter build. Got some really good splashes in here. We have the Elect Pulses and the Elect Swords for some very cool synergies with Beast out. And we also have the Element Man EX and SP in code to go along with those, because what's better than the Element Man star? Well, 2 more Element Man, of course. Why not put them all in? And we still have room for Erase Man and Judge Man's star, which is going to be very crucial to rounding out this build, making sure we can pierce invis, get back our panels, etc., etc. Now, what I find really interesting is that we went with Element Man EX as opposed to something like Groundman SP to go alongside that uninstall. They valued the elemental coverage of Element Man over something like a 1-turn synergy of having Groundman and uninstall. Like, for instance, it's not too often that you see uninstall taken in the same turn with the Groundman, unless it's specifically attached to a machine gun, right? And there is a machine gun one, there's 3 machine gun 1-stars in here. So yeah, we will be seeing that attachment to it. But that's the only real reason you'd ever see people take Groundman SP alongside the uninstall G. But opting not for it here, we'll see how Element EX plays out for him.
Definitely, it will be interesting to watch, especially if we look on the other side. So Ricochet's build is running B code with a bit of E splash as well. So we also see the Element Man SP, but more importantly, we have these very powerful navis in Protoman SP and Blastman SP. Blastman SP is a very strong fire navi as well. So if burnbird ends up setting these grass panels for their own attacks, they might end up getting burned by the fire.
Absolutely, they sure would. I find it very interesting how people tend to forget or sleep on the B brothers. You know, they're really powerful chips. 250 damage from a chip that can stand above the holes created too. It's really good for this format. Of course, Protoman suffers slightly in the current format with all the get-ins and hole making and whatever, but it's still 290, possibly ×2 on top of that if you hit a Tengu player, and everyone and their mother's playing Falzar right now, so it kind of feels like it's a really good spot for it in the meta. I mean, you'd be surprised what kind of chips are very useful and how much damage they can do when used correctly, right, playerzero?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, speaking of chips being used correctly, one thing to look at is Ricochet running beats in their Navitas, and Beat is one of the very powerful tools that people can run to deny your opponent these powerful Navi chips like Element Man SP, and they will basically force your opponent to try to play around it, which will be interesting to see in this matchup.
All right, that being said, I think we've covered the basis of what we need to adjust here. I could shout out the Navi Custs, which in Ricochet's side, this is a pretty standard old faithful Navicus that was piloted by Salad many moons ago and still is to time. Very solid cust. But on the other side, burnbird is doing something slightly more interesting with that bug stop placed in there and no attack stats, not even charge. So it's going to be interesting to see how that comes into play during the match, especially when you don't have something like Hub.
All right, with that, let's head into the match and see how it plays out. So there's quite the field to start with. So there's all of these panels are cracked, so other players, one step will cause them to break and limit their movement severely. So both sides will probably be looking at the air shoes options, which Falzar has plenty of, so they can either go into Beast Out or into Tengu Cross. Obviously, keep in mind that their opponent will be expecting this, so going into Tengu Cross can risk the D Cross as well.
I mean, it is worth it because you can get that early game advantage and the extra damage. You can go for the B left, get the leg pulse, hit him with a rack. You can get some synergies there if you go into Tengu. But I also kinda think that going Dust one isn't the best play. Like, yeah, you get your early sift through your hand, but it's not as amazing as you would want it. Here comes Beat, taking away this mega chip in hand. Gotta feed it to the bird. It needs its num-nums. And Fast Gauge makes it into play. This is actually pretty interesting because burnbird did not take the turn one fall cust. And now, because of that, they're being rewarded because Fast Gauge is in play for them. That means they can quickly get to the next turn.
There it goes, the turn just like that. So in case you're on a wave, Fast Gauge speeds up the turns. It basically halves them in terms of time, and Slow Gauge doubles them. So looking at Batman's folder, they are running no gauges at all outside of the full cast. So the game will continue to be in Fast Gauge, which can impact how they play by quite a bit.
Yeah, now this hand is interesting, especially with the conversion to field that we have right now. We could go for something like an uninstall. Your opponent doesn't have any of these really solid programs and air shoes or anything like that. But more importantly, it's getting rid of super armor. And once super armor is gone, it's gone for good, unless your opponent goes into something like Dust, which again, Ground Cross, which again, we have plenty of machine guns here, and now we have the excellent position for this machine gun, gets the uninstall, and ends the turn immediately. This also gives us the opportunity to go into our own Beast Out, ignore these broken panels that we've created for ourselves, and of course, we can probably get rid of some of these Gundel souls, but at the same time, maybe we go for it right now. An early get into the Gundel souls? Oh.
Taking all 3 of them. I don't even know if Fast Gauge has enough time for all of them to be used in one turn. I think it might be 2 as the maximum.
Yeah, I think 3 is definitely greedy. They're going for a locked-in beast out. Confirmed. Gotta mash this out as fast as possible. This is perfect for you. Exactly what you wanted to see. That anti-damage is not going to be enough. Taya! Taya!
Oh, right.
Do you keep it? They're going to beast out. There's no way you don't beast out if you're Ricochet. So you kind of have to throw this chip away, which is exactly what we were scared of in the first place.
Yes, and one thing to keep in mind is with Blood Moons, these setups are public. So what this means is that both players know what their opponent is playing before and during the tournament. So Ricochet was able to see that burnbird is running these 3 Gundel souls, but probably not expecting them to all be taken that early into the game, into the turn as well. So no answers for that get-in was very painful for Ricochet there.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Ricochet, there's not much you can do about this. Honestly, this was like 80% of my matches this week. This exact scenario. And it's kind of hard to counterplay when you don't have shoes or the immediate means to play around having a get-in.
Indeed, and I mean, it is a very strong chip, and that's why we've been seeing a lot more people running it. So I think it's very rare to have people running 3 Gundel souls with only 1 get-in, because as we saw there, they only had time to use the 2 Gundel souls. There was not enough time for the 3rd one.
Ooh, Sanctuary, this is exactly what you would want in this situation. All these panels now being Sanctuary, going to be taking half the damage, and Rush coming into play, but no real follow-up, gets a charge shot, and area grab goes down. That's pretty good. In this, there's no rush to bait here, but they wanted to rush that full cust and start digging. I mean, it's a good play to do right now because you really have nothing going for you, and you have to sink through 1800 HP. You're hoping that this barrier 200 and the Sanctuary panel gives you just enough longevity to get through whatever it is Burnbird's got planned. Remember, they don't have any attack stats, so any beast charges they throw out, not going to be doing maximum amounts of damage here. It's not going to be too scary. But you do want to try to preserve this barrier as long as you can against a beasted out Tengu, because hitting that B left to get the north wind to blow away barriers is a little tricky when you're trying to do it in beast out form.
Definitely, and I mean, on top of that, you also have the fast gauge limiting your inputs as well. So you have way less time to put in. Because of the full cast, this is the last turn burnbird. Oh, I guess just gets it in straight away.
Oh, and the element man, that's gonna deal with the Sanctuary panels. We got 3 of them things. It was done on purpose. Ooh! Oh, trying to dodge everything, but can't dodge the problem, man.
More defense. So Ricochet is fighting for their life. This is going to be a very difficult comeback to do. They've already lost quite a bit of HP, and neither players are running recoveries as well. But we've already seen how much damage these B-Navis can do, and imagine if we now have a blast mana speed doing 500 damage as well. That can be devastating.
We do have the Life Aura and the other Invis in our hand, but we can't win neutral as easily as a Greyguard player can, right? We need to be doing damage or threatening damage with our battle chips. We could go into SoulXCross and go for some charge shots, right? While we're waiting for this bait and go for the defensive plays here. Maybe bring Invis, bring Life Aura, and then maybe you can bring the SoulXCross and try to go for those charge shots, knock off that last. Oh, he got him. He got him. Oh, okay. Erase Man not going to be doing anything here. Trap goes up. That's going to protect. You should have waited just a little bit. Oh, wow, he made it.
Holding onto that meteor knuckles. I'm not sure if burnbird can afford to do that. It might have been better to just use it to break some of these panels, as well as removing the anti-damage from Ricochet, because although that's not ideal and you really want to be doing damage, don't forget that Ricochet's lost quite a bit of HP, and he actually has quite a bit of explosive power as well with all of these electrons. So I don't think damage is really going to be an issue for burnbird.
what's even more interesting here is that Ricochet is in prime position to go for something like Tomahawk Cross and start going for charge shot, putting on insane amounts of pressure without doing any invis piercing, or rather any flashing to the opponent, will force out a defensive option, which is going to be exactly what you need. Okay, no answer to this. Oh, but there's a wind wreck. There's got to be, no? No, it's just invisible. And there goes anti-recovery, but there's no recovers in Ricochet's folder, so it's not going to be doing too much. But what we can use this for is a little bit of a mind game, force our opponent into a position of, okay, I need to bait out to see what kind of trap this is. And in that time, you have a bit of grace to start landing powerful attacks with these elect pulses, but the area is not in Burnbird's favor. So it's going to be up to him to figure out how to fight back just with this limited amount of area.
Definitely, and with Eco, they usually try to hold on to their beast out form just so they can use the auto attack feature of it to land all of these plug pulses and basically allow for undodgeable invis piercing attack that lets you follow up with other chips as well. But that's not the position Burnbird is in. They're unable to land them very easily. They need to rely on Ricochet stepping forward, which might not even happen.
Oh, it might actually, because now my friend is trying to go for them charge shots. Oh, the lineup. He's not even going to play the mind game with these over here traps. I'm just going to use the race man and deal with the M1 fell swoop. And there goes the blast man on the panels for the double damage on just like that. The tide has turned completely. Ricochet getting back into the groove. He said 370, no problem. The sun never bothered me anyway.
And look at this. So Burnbird's next hand is running out of chips. They are down to their last 4 chips. So one thing they can do in this position is they just press OK. They will keep their previous hand, which is actually a feature a lot of people don't know about, and we do see it here. But these are chips that are going to be very difficult to land unless Ricochet steps up, and if Ricochet is careful, they might be able to fight on their own with the area. Ooh!
Tip charts, it does land. That's big damage. Trying to keep the pressure on, making sure that Burnbird doesn't move out of that spot. But what do we do with this opportunity? There is Meteor Knuckle still online. You're in a prime position to get knuckled down by a knuckle sandwich. I don't know. I'm scared, PZ.
This is definitely looking scary. Ricochet is on the cusp of getting a big comeback. Down to 60 HP. Now they are in the lead. Ooh.
Element, this is huge. That's a D-Cross 1 HP in the dream. Interrupted invisible. Nice. Element again. But wait, we always bring the shirt, but we denied the flashing here. Oh, but the invis is up anyway. Oh, gotta do it, right? Throw the bug at him. Throw the bug at him. You have to. It makes the most sense. And then we get the conversion here with the excellent beast over combo.
And now we had over 1,500 lead at the beginning for Burnbird, but now both players are down at 1, and it looks like Burnbird is going to land it with a book, teaching him a lesson.
This is why you always bring a shirt. this is why you bring a shirt. What an intense game 1, PZ.
That was such a game to set the scene for how crazy these games can be. And I think one thing to really highlight is how Ricochet was fighting until the very end, and they almost had it. It was down to 1 HP, even though they started with that horrible HP disadvantage.
All right, chat. I'm not trying to hear your anti-shirt propaganda after a game we just saw. Come on now. Ain't no overrated on that. I survived. I win. That's all there is to it. But looking at this hand, this isn't too bad. Early life orb can be a little annoying, especially when your opponent's playing Falzar and there's either objects on the field or they can immediately go for Tengu. But the fact that you get to throw those options out in the first place, they get to be left first.
So taking the life orb turn 1 in a field with objects against SoulXCross can be a bit risky, because each of these objects can be fired as a 200 damaging buster, which can instantly remove it. But it looks like Element Man is going to do the job as well, thanks to that starting blast.
Oh, no B presses from Burnbird, just being very patient with these objects. They want to get maximum amount of value. understandable, but now Ricochet's going into the next turn and still has this barrier 200 because you didn't at least try to fire off one of those shots in the last turn. So now you're under this pressure of maybe I can't get something started right away. Do I want defenses? Do I want to, what's the plan here, right? What do I shuffle back? Oh, okay, so that's a decision. Only shooting back one ship, trying to keep the Beast Rush combo in hand intact. But again, you got this two of them actually. You got two of these Guardians in your pocket. You gotta throw them at some point, right?
The thing is, these Guardians are always so funny because sometimes you have people forgetting about them, going into Beast out, and then holding their B button, which normally fires out these 5 for 1 damaging busters. But with this, they instantly fire out these huge cubes, which often end up being wasted.
Oh, you know what? What an interesting decision here by burnbird. Yes, I want to be able to dust dig a little bit more, try to fix the hand to be as best as it can be, but I'm going to deal with your barrier 200 as quickly as possible and keep my double rocks for throwing them a little later. Provided that burnbird can keep dust into the next turns, or at least the next couple of turns, this might be really good investment.
Yeah, and actually, now I'm wondering if there is a possible to have a confirm with these cubes using electrons as well. So maybe fire one cube if it lands, use electrons to remove the invis, and then fire the second one. That could be a really interesting play if that's what burnbird is deciding to go for.
Well, they did put back a couple of those elect pulses, but we still have the one. So maybe we can still get that set up for it? It looks like they're opting out, yeah. Oh, beat.
Always needs to be beat. Thankfully, that wasn't the Element Man SP, so at least that was probably intentional. But losing dust to that machine gun is unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Bye-bye, Guardian times 2. But hey, I'm taking yours with me, family. If I can't have it, neither can you. This is not a time to run away. I'm sorry, burnbird. You got to fight this one out. You got it. I believe in you.
Now we do see that Geddon in hand with 2 of these Gandalfos. So are we going to see a repeat of what happened in game 1? Or is Ricochet going to be able to adapt their play and potentially get around it?
Now, here's the thing. Ricochet could go for something like normal Beast Out, right? But Beast Out isn't a go button. Beast Out isn't something you just do for no reason, right? So you usually use it reactive, which is why we often see situations like this where the opponent doesn't go for it. Doubles the sun, nice. Double the fun, but Eraseman canceling it out mid-through, but there's still enough time to get the second one. Oh, but is there? Mash it out, get the second one in there. What are you waiting for? There. Oh, he's counter. No, burnbird knew, but still trying to go for it. Ricochet said, none of that, cuz. None of that. He said, I don't need a Beast Out. I'm just going to counter.
That was very smart. Defensive use of these chips. So, you know the saying, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. And that's basically what Ricochet was showing us. They were able to use these chips to interrupt that Gandalfo, which basically denied burnbird from around 1,000 damage.
Oh man, wow, that's a lot of damage to prevent. It could have been really nasty. And you know, it's unfortunate because in this situation, you don't really want your opponent in the center when you get in and go for that, because the beast jump always defaults to the maximum hitbox kind of. So it'll always go to the center for Gundelso. So if burnbird was able to catch Ricochet in the upper corners, this combo would not have been able. Oh no, actually Electros would have been able to stop it, but Eraseman wouldn't have.
Yes, definitely. And Judgman is another option to deny that as well. Ooh, we see that immediate forecast denying burnbird another beast out turn as well.
2 beast out turns into the blender, but we still got one. Not many chips to really capitalize. We do have like Pulse and another Wind Rack in hand right now that we could theoretically use to do some damage, but you're not getting really. You're not really getting a maximum combo here. It's not anything too crazy, which is why I do think he's opting for the Meteor Knuckles here as opposed to anything else. Once the panels clear up, this is basically your third copy of Geddon. You might not be able to do maximum amount of hits, but it'll break all the panels around your opponent, which is very important, which is another reason why Meteor Knuckles is so sought after.
But the issue is we are in fast gauge, so these broken plans are going to remain broken for at least a few turns, and the meteor knuckles is going to counter the life orb, getting 2 hits, and the third actually gets blocked by the life orb, which is an interesting interaction.
Yeah, very interesting too. Why does that happen? Do you know, PC?
So it's basically a unique thing that only Meteor Knuckle does, where the animation is long enough that sometimes the final hit goes ahead after the cut-in or the time freeze counter, and sometimes that can be good, sometimes it's bad, and in this case obviously work against Batman.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Batman has so many unique interactions that most games tend to not have, which is why it stays fresh, stays cool, and in our pockets and in our hearts. But going back to the match, looks like we finally found our uninstall and the machine gun combo. We can go ahead and try to remove Ricochet's super armor, but I think we're at a point in this game where it's not too important to do that. More importantly, we want to get rid of... Nice. Saving that defense was so important, but going for cracked panels here, not too bad for a Tengu player.
Oh no!
Yeah, the grab revenge! Wow.
That's an unfortunate TFC, so because TFC order works in the opposite, so basically cutting in a chip allows it to go second, and grab revenge removes invis. That meant that the invis activated, then immediately got removed without any benefit.
Taking a look at the screen, trying to figure out what the next play should be. Erase Man doesn't sound like a terrible idea, but we don't have something like Beast Jump to make Neo Variable connect at the Erase Man. So maybe we go for another Element Man, try to sneak out some elemental damage on the next cross your opponent chooses. Maybe go for the wood element so you can do some damage and not cause the flashing. There's a lot of options that we have here at our disposal, but it seems like double navies into this turn is what we want to go for.
Ricochet's placing anti-damage, which is going to be removed swiftly by that element man, but let's see if Burnbird's able to land that erase man, and it looks like it does.
Excellent frame trap. That means the kunai will connect as well. We can get some buster shots in. Oh no, they were flashing still.
But now I do wonder if Burnbird still has many more chips to go. They've already used a lot of their very strong chips. I believe Element Man SP might be in the tank, but don't forget, Ricochet still has way more to go. We haven't seen any of these SP navies. We've seen the Meteor Knuckles or the Neo Vari. So this is definitely anyone's game, as we saw last game.
We also have Elect Pulse. We can go for the B left into Elect Pulse combo, but again, maybe you want to save it for Beast Over at this point because it's only very consistent when you have the ability to jump onto your opponent's side of the field. But again, the option is there. Is it reliable though? Is what Burnbird is trying to weigh in with the decision making right now. Alternatively, we could just safely go for a Supersonic Boom for some good damage into a turn. But again, there's no Buster Bug here because we are playing Bug Stop in our build. So it's not like we're going to be able to just press our B button a few times for some quick 50 damage charge shots worth of P shots. But you could alternatively go for this combo, like I said before, and it looks like they're weighing it in. They're going to get the whole thing.
Yes.
Ricochet. Why?
Oh,
Why?
yes.
Okay. This is a tough call. You don't usually want to end your turn paralyzed and then go into the next turn being paralyzed, right? You completely rewarded Burnbird for that one decision. Like that wasn't supposed to be as consistent as it was. But because you started the turn paralyzed, opportunity struck. But I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Like, I'm gonna be left real quick, go ahead with that leg and hit him with the shimmy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I got the shake on that, bro.
It was definitely very unfortunate, especially in a match with fast gauge being placed, because if you think about it, the paralysis duration is going to take a longer percentage of the turn. So that means your opponent has more opportunities to land these attacks and you have less time to do your own thing. And we don't even know what Ricochet was planning for that turn because unfortunately, these electrons were basically confirmed from that position.
Yeah, and it's awareness of the matchup too. These are open setups, right? So like when you see those kinds of combinations of chips and you haven't seen them yet at that point, you know they're somewhere, right? So you kind of want to pay attention to what your opponent's trying to do, what their win con is to play against that. I think going to either beast out or cross at that position was the right call. But what cross do you go into, right? I think maybe Tomahawk would have been really good. You know what I mean? But you're also scared because there's 3 element mans in the folder. So you don't want to go into Tomahawk Cross and then get nuked by an element man. So I see the thought process there for Ricochet. It was not an easy decision, but you had to change into something. Even ground cross would have been better. You know what I mean? Because at least you get super armor back in case whatever happens.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that was a difficult decision, but sometimes that's the game. You make the wrong decision, your opponent makes the right one, and that's it.
That's it. I mean, there's nothing you can do, you know? But good games to both players. It was a well-fought match. That was a difficult one, for sure. But who do we have up next?
All right, our next match for the day is going to be AndMySax vs Not Third Person. So if you're looking at the setup just from quick glance, you might see the green background for the AndMySax Navicast, which usually indicates Gregor, but they are actually playing Falzar, which you can tell by that meteor knuckle. It's just an error with the screenshot. Because I know that got me confused initially.
Yeah. The PSA, if you're using Falzar or Gregor, please make sure the colors match. Or you can get them from you can get the image from Pango directly by just copying it. It probably will give you the better result with whatever version you're playing. So, it'd be nice.
Well, with that, let's take a look at both sides' builds. So, looking at AndMySax folder, we can see a Falzar build running the R code with a bit of N code splash as well. R code is definitely very interesting because I feel like it's the least used uninstall code. The other uninstall ones are L and G, which see a lot more play, but R code's definitely slept on.
R code is just such a great folder. Oh, also, hold on. Shout out to AndMySax with the run in his folder. Just telling you what to do. Just letting you know it's looking slow for you. You better run. But yeah, it's a really solid folder. All these chips are very powerful. Assassin Sword, Roll, Heat Dragon, of course, the Bubble Star 3s and Gundel Soul 2. Now, what's interesting about Bubble Star and Gundel Soul 2 is that they do combo very well together. By the time your opponent gets bubbled, if they are successfully hit, you can in fact go for the Gundel Soul 2 and it will last a good amount of time, even through their mashing. Now, what makes it even more fun is if the Bubble Star does not connect and you are in fact in Beast Out form, we can chip charge them. So there's a bit of synergy going on between these two chips that a lot of people don't tend to recognize.
Definitely, and I mean, especially interesting in this matchup because last game we saw how damaging the Gundel Souls can be, but this time these are Gundel Soul 2s, so they do a bit less damage. But also we have Not That Person running Gregor with a high HP build, which means it's going to be much more difficult to have that high impact that you want from these Gundels.
Now, the cust is pretty cookie cutter. It's the default, tried and true. Cust max, super armor, undershirt, maximum HP just for survival. And a similar build over on Not Third Person side with the Navicast as well, but they're opting instead for Custom Max for more HP. They're trying to live. they want to survive everything. but let's take a look at their folder. There's a familiar and unique Giga chip being used here. What is that?
Oh, so you're probably pointing out that Delta Ray Edge, the Z-Code, which is something not a lot of people tend to run. Usually you see Gregor, you're expecting to see Q-Force, but it is one of these chips that is definitely slept on. It can do quite a bit of damage, although it has few conditions for landing. It's still quite strong if you get it. Stick.
Delta Ray is just one of the coolest chips ever, PZ. I feel like it's very slept on. Forcing your opponent into a mindset of, hey, I'm going to stand here to avoid your Giga. And then you're like, okay, charge shot, charge shot, charge shot.
Exactly.
So it's pretty good. I don't know why people don't think of this. Like, okay, yeah, get it. Okay, I get it. But getting beats almost like 80% of the game, right? We don't care about that. We can't plan to lose. We plan to use our chips successfully, right? One way to do that is abuse these charge shots. Heat cross, elect cross, erase cross, charge cross. All of these chips say, if you stand here, I'm finna hit you. What are you trying to do? And then now we're creating, instead of the 75% or the nice 60% accuracy of them hitting you from going up and down between 3 zones, they're trying to tiptoe between 2. We doing 50% out here, which is much better on average for hitting. Am I wrong?
I mean, I also have a special trick that can allow you to land every single Delta Ray, and I don't think people are using it. And it's basically, when you start the Delta Ray, it has 3 hits, so with each hit, you just need to say one section of the name. So if you say Delta Ray Edge when the attack happens, then the next one is just going to be confirmed.
It's true.
How it works. Yeah.
It's true. That's just how it works.
I
agree. I agree. With that being said, let's get into this match and see how it shakes out for these players.
All right. So we start with that volcano panel. So we do have something not a lot of people see and know that there is a random list of panels that the field can start with, and some of them feel like they appear less commonly than others, and some of them are definitely more fun, and this is one of them. So what a lot of people like to do with this one is go into Tango Cross if they're playing Falzar, and basically just use charge shots to push the opponents into the volcano panels, granting them extra damage to field.
And the turn 1 uninstall is gonna be live here for AndMySax. I can hear the snickering and giggling from all the way over here. He doesn't know what's coming. He don't have any good program. Me uninstall them. Unga bunga. And locked in it is.
That's definitely an interesting order to take the uninstall with, though, because they're starting with the Hate Dragon. So if not that person uses any defensive chips, that will cause that to miss. But they are trying to get the follow-up with the bubble into Gandalf's afterwards. But let's see if that ends up connecting.
Wow. Ooh. Nice patience. Take the tackle. You're going to take movement. My man Johnson, I hear like he kneeled himself. Oh my goodness. How did you dodge that? You're uncanny. You're uncanny. Not today. No kisses for me, thank you. That's insane. How did he dodge that, PZ? I'm so conflicted.
Crazy movement, because as you can see, the Bolster is very quick, especially Bolster 3, and in that range it'd be very difficult to react to. And looks like we have life or blocking the element minus speed. That would have been a very painful recourse attack.
Very painful indeed. But hey, we found the bug fix. We now have Buster Bug online. We can go ahead and start going for some cheeky stuff. But we will take some damage from these volcano panels before we get anything going. Good movement. Charge Tackle has to tell before it goes for its attack. That is usually your cue. Much more difficult to do at point blank, so always try to go for point blank charge tackles. No reason to step back if you don't have to. But this is definitely a situation where you do, because Charlie is coming around and breaking all these panels.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw an outside person unfortunate timing with using that panel return. Shortly afterwards, the panel would have been fixed anyway. And now, because of these wall panels, they were unable to land any of the charges, because Charge Cross needs air shoes to get over these walls with the charge pack. And now looking at AndMySax hand, we see there is 2 main options. They can either go for the R-Code or maybe go with that Meteor Knuckles. It looks like they are going for the R-Code turn, using up more of their chips, and potentially hitting a D-Cross if it connects this time.
You know, this seems like a tough position to be in. This seems like a tough position to be in, but hey, we could possibly get a D-cross here, but I guess not. SoulXCross engaged, not gonna have shoes to deal with any. Oh, good job denying the charge shot with this aqua charge shot here. Now Roll's gonna go ahead and get denied by this anti-damage, but at least we still get the recovery, which is more important for us right now. Take a step back, okay? The chip charge invisible, perfect timing. Oh, but not enough. Oh, the end lag from it gonna be stopping the conversion.
Very nice usage with these charge shots. So because not third person is uninstalled, each of these charge shots is causing them to get flinched, which not only interrupts their charge, but also is increasing their HP bug. So HP bug is actually an underrated feature that people often disregard, because normally when you start the match, if you're not using bug stop, then it starts at a very low level. But as you get flinched more and more, it builds up to be very good.
It builds up very quickly indeed, and I wonder what not third person is going to decide to do on this upcoming turn. They're going to change out. It seems to erase here. Element going to get the D-cross. We'll lose the volcano panels in the process, but I think getting rid of spout is much more important for that double damage. And they walk right into the wow! And now we're going to also know that this is an anti-damage. That's pretty bad for you. Charge shot? No, they just drop it at the very end.
And the life aura as well. So now AndMySax has no way of dealing with it this turn, and they were planning on taking the meteor knuckles, which we see there. Are they just going to use it immediately just to pass the turn?
No, what they're gonna do is wait. They're gonna wait for the entirety of this turn to pass out. Maybe if they're lucky, they can go for something like Tangle Cross, get that B lift, get rid of the panel. Oh no! Oh, they're gonna trap instead. Okay.
Oh, interesting. So they
That's smart decision.
Yeah, they're trying to use it to avoid damage, but they still need to be careful because not third person still has quite a bit of HP. So if they're unable to land all of their damage and using up all of their chip, they'll be struggling with a neutral game against Rega, because Rega has all of these charge shots that can be easier to confirm. Let's see if not third person has a way to fix these panels. It looks like that grab revenge is going to return their area, which allows them some movement and to be potentially able to land these charge shots. Ooh, and that's Delta Ray Edge coming in. Unfortunately, it was blocked, but it still got all 3 hits. And I think that was a bit of an unfortunate timing from not third person. They have waited a bit longer. They could have potentially waited out that ambush. We are in slow game. Ooh, nice double life sword, catching out not third person there and getting both hits. And now the game is very close. So both players almost at around the same HP, and looks like AndMySax is going into beast out, taking these guidance with them. So if not third person has no answer to them, this could be potentially game. Don't forget, not third person still has plenty of powerful chips in their arsenal, so we're still waiting for the Elementman SP. They can, I don't think we've seen the Sanctuary or even that Polypan, which that can be enough to allow them to get away from that Gandalf and basically do their own damage in retaliation. Yeah, AndMySax is trying to see what is the best order to try to land that machine sword or Ascent sword, but let's see what they decide to go for. Area grab coming down, and we're not worried about Q-Force. Elementman SP, is that going to connect? And it does. Oh, but now AndMySax's Raceman is going to connect. If not, third person has no answers to this. This could be game with that Gandalf soul.
It's gotta be nothing to do. Yep. That's a clean game.
Unfortunate position. Not that person was so close. They only need 1 or 2 extra chip charges to get that game. But that will take us into a game 2 now. Now we see.
It was a tough match for sure. It was kind of interesting to see how not their person was trying to use these charge shots to land big damage, but AndMySax just using his chips to break panels efficiently, denying them any way to move. It's the kind of the name of the game. Area control and zoning. That's how Battle Network works.
Definitely. I mean, we do know that Gaiden is a very powerful chip, but now with the starting hand, we saw some of the side effects running strategy that relies on Gaiden. We have 3 Gandalf swords in hand for AndMySax, but they're unable to run any of them. And looking at not third person's folder, we know that not third person is running a red magnet, so they're unable to go into dust cross immediately to also look more fit. We see SoulXCross against Tengu. Let's see if not third person is going to be able to land at least one charge shot to deny them that utility from him. AndMySax playing a dangerous game, walking up to a SoulXCross. SoulXCross charge shot releases very quickly. Looks like they were just able to get out that erase man, which will allow them to unfortunately.
Not going to be able to get the double life sword on their battle chip. New variable whiffing, making Neryth happy in the process if he's watching at home.
It's always unfortunate to get that nearby dagger. That's why sometimes it's easier to just go for the quick supersonic beam, which goes through the field, can be more difficult to react to. Unfortunately, you are losing out on some damage by the reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to connect that input for the Neo variable. And you really need to practice inputs if you want to get that damage.
Now AndMySax is changing the panels to brass, which will allow them to connect the Ascent Sword to free. And
nice.
This could be rough depending on how many charge shots not that person is able to connect. They are quite a bit ahead in HP, and the anti-sword is not going to get any value in this position.
Nice charge shot. Now, what's important with graveyard charge shots, instead of trying to aim or play the footsies games, specifically with erase, as soon as you get into the same row, let it go, because the startup on the erase beam is much faster than trying to aim it and trying to line up. And as soon as you're in the row, let it go.
Interesting turn for AndMySax, going with the Gaiden and the triple Gandalf sword. So as you mentioned during setups, if they're unable to use it for any reason, if that Gaiden gets countered, then they can still chip charge them, getting quite a bit of damage thanks to Tengu Breath. That Delta unfortunately, the Gaiden is going to completely deny it. There is that banner return! But just in the wrong order.
Good adjustments here.
Very nice.
Good job.
That is a very unfortunate turn for not third person, though. If they had the different order, they could have landed all 3 hits on that gun of that Delta Edge, but unfortunately that Gaiden thwarting another Giga.
I'm sorry, I have to co-sign this from Raymu in YouTube chat. In brightest day and blackest night, no Navi shall escape my sight. Beware my chip power, the Gundolso's night. That is so good. That is the quote of all time, bro.
I mean, maybe we need to ask not the person, were they calling it out loud? Were they saying Delta Edge while it was happening? Maybe they weren't. Maybe they didn't know about that secret tech.
True. The secret tech is very important. There goes invisible. You want to come down here and step in this hole? You want to come over here and step in this front canal for me, man? No? Okay, fine. Oh, the light for her. Nice, use the light for it here. It's gonna get blown away, and it is. The chip charge is crazy in this position. Oh no. What do? Do you throw away the chip charge? Or do you throw away the white capsule? Yeah, it looks like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna throw away the white capsule.
So what they can do is they can continue their chip charge. So they took the white capsule first, and by holding A, they would have kicked the charge and basically would have been able to use that white capsule as charge immediately.
Oh, that mind game just now was insane. Not third person was waiting in that panel to make sure that Tengu Breath didn't come out. He wanted to try and avoid as much damage as possible. But just by moving, AndMySax scared him out of that panel and potentially put him into a much more devastating state. But now this situation's awkward. Are we gonna throw away a bug fix? Is that what we're going to do? PC throwing it away.
I don't know about that one because you can already see the effects of custom bug ticking in, and HP bug is going to be very significant at that low HP as well. So it's a difficult position to be in, but it looks like they are throwing it. So AndMySax is gambling on being able to do enough damage to close out the game very quickly.
See, I don't know about this one. When Frankie's coming over, can we get forward? Go for the freeze? Go for the freeze? Does it cancel? Oh, but it doesn't matter because I'm taking it anyway. Okay, but do I get smacked now? I do not get smacked. Okay, nice.
That is still very unfortunate. This is one of the main reasons why you want to make sure you have a safe position before you use that wind rack, because wind rack landing there, not being interrupted first before the element man, could have easily allowed not that person to just win the game right there.
Oh, I don't like this decision. Just camping here in the center, you're going to be taking charge shots. You all got one in there. Nice, not too bad. But hey, the Sanctuary panels having all damage here for not third person. They're not too scared right now. They do have these bubble stars that can be chip charged, but it's going to be doing normal damage if not third person persists to be on these Sanctuary panels. If they have a way to get back this area that was taken from him, he'll be even able to safeguard this Sanctuary panel in the frontmost row. It's looking pretty good for not third person. Oh, but they go for the charge.
Oh, wait.
Oh, but the barrier 200, that's huge. Element, yes, get back that area. Now we can threaten charge tackles much safer. Oh, this is looking pretty bad for AndMySax. Oh, the charge tackle makes it, but the judgment, invincible's not the right answer. Chip charge, we're gonna get the HP back. Undershirt and the dream, baby, 50 HP. We're back in this all of a sudden. The HP drain is coming out though. 1 HP.
Just a single buster shot. Oh my God. Wow, that is a crazy ending.
You know, the heal almost mattered, but they took a charge shot for nothing. A buster bug coming through for not third person in the end there, bringing us to the game 3 that we wanted to see. Oh man, this is a good day for Battle Network, ladies and gentlemen. I like what I see, and I'm happy here. Wait, I didn't say that.
Ooh, everyone caught that? So said he's happy.
What? No. Hold on. Wait.
It's on record.
Anyway, yeah, we start off with the life ward. It's a pretty good turn 1, but we're gonna get punished for trying to TFC. We forgot what it was when Magnum's in play. We're gonna go ahead and get this D-Cross. Sorry, fan, but it's over. Oh, he had all the cookies for this dust turn 1. He said, we're not playing this game no more. No more dust digging. Oh, he had all of it. That's so funny. Not there said, no more dust digging. I want it gone yesteryear, bro. Not tomorrow. Not after breakfast. Now. That's so funny, bro. Oh man, I love F-Code so much, man. It's just such a solid foundation of chips to have in your folder, especially when you have on code Fire Sword. It's so good to counter Tengu and Tomahawk with such a
All F-Code needs is just one powerful chip that can potentially use a lot of boosts and do quite a bit of damage, but unfortunately just lacks on that delivery.
I hate it here, bro. I hate it here, bro.
The elements minus SP, unfortunately, I'm not sure if that was an intended area grab from not third person. They probably wanted to chip charge, and that would have been a devastating elements minus SP that had connected on AndMySax.
Oh yeah, unfortunate, but now all the area is reversed. Invis is a good call here, but do they still have something to chip charge? No, they're just gonna be going for these charge shots, or rather these P shots. It's good damage, sure, but the windup is so long on Tomahawk Cross, you can actually punish it with a decent amount of damage from your Beast Buster here.
That is an unfortunate position for not third person to be in though. Tomahawk Cross does have a slow charge shot, but it actually does quite a bit of damage and does not apply flashing, which makes it perfect for something like this Element Man SP, because now not third person will want to either regain the area or use some defense. Otherwise, they'll have to keep taking these hits, and that will be the perfect opportunity for the Element Man SP to do massive damage. And there it goes.
Man SP. Ooh, that's big trades here. Okay, just let it time out. Oh, you pressed the button. Okay, I'm sorry, not third person. I didn't realize you was like that. Oh, that's not good.
That's
not good.
Oh, never mind.
That's good. That's pretty good. I mean, you can still get it. You can still get it. You just press your B button. Oh man. Oh, did they not find bug fix yet? Oh no, they got decrossed from dust. So no dust digging for bug fix like you really wanted to, huh? Punished.
Yeah. And I mean, we saw the value of bug fix last turn. It might sound obvious, but even losing out on these cluster shots can have a lot of impact on the game. Now, not third person is building up quite a nice advantage, but let's see that Geddon has something to say about it.
Yo, hold on. This is actually pretty huge. We can go down, go for some Buster Bugs. Oh, this is gonna be pretty spicy. No books will be formed. Oh no, the book was formed. You lost this area. Oh, the Magnum. That's so good because now you can't go for the anti-sword strat.
Yes, and unfortunately, AndMySax still had the embers. They could have potentially used that to protect their anti-damage. Taking quite a bit of damage. Let's see if they're able to land that meteor because if there is any defense. And it looks like it will connect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, which is above average for that area as well.
But not third person being able to push out tons of damage from that erased tail. Unfortunately, AndMySax was able to dodge that last one just a few seconds early on that release and was able to make it out somehow by some miracle. And now we're looking at a closer game than before. But wait, there's more. Now we're gonna see the Gundale still coming out. Slow gauge, that's not what you wanted to see right now. Panel return, that's pretty good. Okay, we got the area. Invest for safety. Now we can go for nice. Get the conversion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry, but this is over. Buster bug.
That is unfortunate. That could have been devastating. That could have been game right there. But now, let's see if not that person is going to be lucky.
Oh no! You had to hold it. You had to hold the Delta Ray and can't bottom because they have to commit moving all the way down to get that last shot in. But it was smart because AndMySax said, I'm not trying to lose the Delta Ray. They went all the way to the back of the bus. He said, I'm moving on back. If I'm going to get clipped, I'm going to get clipped for 1. I'll be at my 1 HP with my undershirt, and I'm going to finish the game that way. Very smart and great awareness from AndMySax to at least defensively prevent him from getting O-code from Delta Ray. That was tense. What a good match.
Definitely. I mean, such an incredible match to have, and this is the quality we're looking for these plugins.
Yes,
a lot of these net battlers have been playing for quite a while. They're experienced. They know what's going on, and basically they're fighting to reach that top cut stage.
I'm not going to lie to you. People were scrapping this. They were fighting for their lives out here this week, man. I'm not going to hold you. It's been a tough couple of weeks.
All right. But with that, let's see what's left in store for us with AndMySax vs burnbird. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. So we saw burnbird play earlier on the stream. We've seen AndMySax. We know both players and what they want to go for, and both sides are running these Gundale Souls, 3 copies in their folders. So definitely an interesting matchup between them.
Basically, what's going to happen if they both plan for it, they're going to be punishing each other with sunlight. That's actually really funny to think about. Yeah, I'm going to go for my Gundale Soul. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to quick draw my Gundale Soul. And they're just going to be holding their A buttons and staring at each other in the sunlight. Man. Oh, man. That's actually really funny.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing to point out, though, they do have, so in terms of this matchup in particular, they do have different versions of that Gundale Soul. So burnbird has Gundale Soul 3 compared to the Gundale Soul from AndMySax. So they do end up in a position where they're both trading. They have similar starting or the same starting HP and no recovery. So that position, burnbird would come off ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I think these builds are very, very tailored to fighting. And most situations, if not any situation. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use their resources to fight against each other. PC, let's get into it. Let's not delay. Roll the clip.
All right, we've seen both of these sides play, and now let's see them against each other.
PC, one of my...
This hand for AndMySax. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you continue, because I think I know what you're about to talk about.
I mean,
we got bug fix and getting, and 3 of them things. My man is trapped. He got that thing on him. He said, "What's up? You trying to buck? I'm bucking back. What's going on? what are you doing? What you trying to do? What do you want to do?"
I mean, to be honest, that is the hand of the bricks, because not only do you have your bug fix, you have all of these chips, you also have life aura, and if you go with the life aura, you're expecting your opponent to next turn go into tanking. You also have that new variant to catch them off with a D-cross. But this is going to be interesting if you put it in the lens of this matchup, because burnbird has Elementsman, EX, and SP, and with the starting grass field, that life aura might not get as much value as what you might expect.
Yeah, it's gonna be dissipated almost immediately, but it does give you time to do something. I'm sorry, but that's not the right answer. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to lose this dust. You thought it was free? I'm the one with the first barrier. Now you. Oh, you tried it. You tried it. You cheeky burnbird. You cheeky bird.
So in that position, what burnbird could have gone for is they had to confirm on at least one of the cubes, so they would have been able to land it. And unfortunately for AndMySax, the order of the chips they had, if only they had started with the life aura, they would have been able to deny that erasement and decross.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of taking these chips here, but I think saving anti-recovery for beast charges is a bit better than throwing it away, because you kind of want to get value out of that, and you can turn it into damage. You do also have attack max here, so your beast charges are pretty strong if you can get the setup for them. So throwing away no chips here, not the best. I think you can hold on to them. What I would have liked to see is the sun in your hands. I wanted to see the sun be with you, my good sir. But hey, near variables are good. Oh, you got shot by a smooth guardian.
Oh, these guardians packed a punch, getting 200 damage for free basically, and that brings up the lead between both sides.
Burnbird got that accuracy of a sniper, my man on the deck, waiting for you to poke your head up. Sorry, Groundhog, you gonna take an L today. But hey, AndMySax got that thing on him too. He waiting for this. He said, "You know what? You want to play these games? I'm gonna give you some of these games back, boy. I got something for you." Oh no! This was a very popular setup this whole week. A lot of people, I think about 10 people out of 26, was it, people that played? 10 people brought Geddon Gundel Souls. they wanted all of the smoke.
Yeah, I think running 3 of the Gundel Souls is a bit of an exception. Usually people run the 1 or 2, and both sides in here are going to be up. But one thing to keep in mind, as you can see here, AndMySax has attack max in their Navitas, so they're able to use their attack charge. But the Elementsman SP is going to do quite a bit of damage. Ooh, the LX sword value.
Scrapping! They're scrapping! He got rid of the Invis! I'm sorry, bro. Next turn, we going ham again. I'm scrapping one more time. Go for the change into cross form. Get back to neutral. I'm dropping the funny on him. Oh, yes, sir. What form? Tomahawk. Interesting. They want to try to deny paralysis, maybe? But it's not like burnbird has a lot of paralysis in their folders, so I'm not sure if Tomahawk is the best decision when your opponent has a couple more Element Man in their folder. It's a tough call for me.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be risky, but we have seen the Elementsman SP, which is definitely the scariest of them all. So the Elementsman EX and Starcode can definitely be annoying if they decross, but wouldn't be the worst. That being said, the HP difference, where every HP point is going to matter, so we'll see what burnbird decides to go into the stand.
Yeah, burnbird, you know what, to be fair, I don't think burnbird's going to be expecting to see a tomahawk, but they're gonna go tomahawk themselves. It's the mirror. If Raceman comes out, he said, look, I was just trying to get the grass burn. If you won't give me your changed form too, I'll take it. No's not the right answer. But now, Burnbird's not gonna get punished because there will be no paralysis. Oh, but they step back onto the single panel that they
These pulses show no mercy, and that is one of the scariest parts about playing against Eco. You have such an explosive damage potential with these combos.
Oh my God.
That are piercing viz are very quick and difficult to avoid.
Oh man. Oh, shout out to Adam Ridgway in chat. 25 players for this tournament. Thank you. It wasn't 26, but man, wow, what a combo. These players are playing out of their mind. When you look at the boards and you see 2-0 or 1-2, it doesn't paint the whole picture. The 2-0 doesn't mean it was a landslide. It's usually matches that looks like this. They're really close. You could have gotten there. But unfortunately, the dice just didn't fall in your favor, man. These matches are rough.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm going to that game to see interesting decisions already. So you can see this win is also starting with objects, but this time AndMySax is against going into Dust Cross. They're staying base medium and they're worried about that D-Cross, about that Magnum, that Raceman that can require a bit of damage.
AndMySax in YouTube chat says there was some crazy lag towards the end of that last round, so that's why he kind of let the timeout on race happen. So it could have been a little hijinks there, but stay, rollback is here for us to save us all. So I'm sure it wasn't too crazy. Ooh!
Wait.
First barrier clutch. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, he gets the clear. Possible punish. Oh, that's my guy. That's my goal right there. AndMySax said, I'm trying to win. I'm gonna use every out to my conceivable possibility. I got another one. Oh. The rock cubes providing the cover for Burnbird that they needed. Got another clean Gundel Soul snuck in there with some protection. AndMySax farming back with the Gundel Soul of their own, but it just didn't do as much. Burnbird was able to profit so well off of that.
Indeed, and it looks like now AndMySax is going into their own beast out, but they don't have any Gundel Souls in this position. And these cubes can potentially be very annoying to them. It looks like they might be trying to land their chip charges as well, or maybe just to avoid these Gundel Souls.
Oh, and we see Burnbird go into the absorption technique. I'm a fan, baby. I'm a fan, baby. That's it, bro. You got one, bro. Yo, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Yo, shout out to Elect Sword, one of the best swords in this game. Underutilized for sure. Elect pulls into Elect Sword into a boulder is rough. You just throwing rocks at people? That's disrespectful, my friend. Disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, combos like this are basically what makes Eco really fun to play. But unfortunately, the damage side, that is one thing to watch out for. So if Burnbird's unable to use all of that damage to their advantage, if they're unable to land these Gundel Souls, then by the end, AndMySax might be able to win just by outliving all of the damage that Burnbird has.
It puts a heavy emphasis on your beast turns and how you use them, which is why full cust is not always the chip you want to use in the beginning of the match. Dust digging is cool and all, but from when you know your opponent's strategy is to use beast out and you have something like full cust, turning off an entire turn of beast out is huge against them. They don't want that at all. I want my 3 turns. I only got 3 turns. I can't get more than 3 turns. And you're gonna just take one from me? Disrespectful. Rude. Okay, they're just throwing up some defenses. They're scared right now. They've been firing a lot. I'm not gonna hold you. They've been. Oh no! Oh my goodness! He forgot the cube was there. That wasn't real. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you that one. I love you, Burnbird, but I'm not giving you that one. You didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
Earlier in the stream, I mentioned these cubes sometimes being fired off accidentally. And this time, I guess it just happened to work out and got rid of that life bar.
if you come in chat and tell me that was on purpose, I'm gonna squint. I'm gonna squint at you. I'm like, I'm sure, bro. Oh man.
But now going
wow, what a turn.
burnbird is going to have to do all they can, so the HP lead is shrinking by quite a bit. And now what they need to watch out for is AndMySax using their own Gandalfo, so what they might do is decide to go into Tengu turn. But going into Tengu without seeing that Geddon will obviously leave them susceptible to nearby, which they don't know if that's coming or not. Looks like AndMySax is going to tomahawk this turn, so that's definitely an interesting decision. And it looks like we do have that Tengu play, so AndMySax is going to try chip charging it, but unfortunately Tengu chip charge is not the easiest to land. Nearby cross slash, getting the wrong input, just completely missing it. Roll is going to apply some healing. Meteor Knuckles, let's see how many hits. 1, 2, 3 hits.
3 hits, not bad.
About average, yeah.
Man, losing cross slash like that is so huge. You kind of want that big damage from it, but man, looks like AndMySax is gonna give us the Neo value that we deserve, that we wanted to see. Right, AndMySax? Make me proud out there.
Now we will have to see if burnbird decides to stay in Tengu, so they know that AndMySax still has another Geddon waiting, and they don't have access to air shoes in the form of Beast Out anymore. So staying in Tengu might seem like the correct choice, but obviously, again, that leaves them very susceptible to nearby, which we'll see if that's going to happen.
It's so even right now. It could really go either way right now, PZ. burnbird still has some tricks up their sleeve. We haven't seen all of the element mans just yet, and maybe there's a couple more pulses in the wings waiting for its opportunity to strike. Anti-sword's gonna be thrown up over this anti-damage just to prevent any shenanigans here.
Unfortunate miss with the race man that had connected to the damage and it's still going through, but the end is going to run out before the end of turn, so disconnects
the right timing.
Damage.
He got the hit, PC, the D-Cross is there, and now we are flashing. Folks at home, this is an opportunity. Don't stay in that paralysis state. Get the heck out of there. Run. Take heed from AndMySax's build. Run. Choose a cross. Get your movement back. Oh man, but okay.
Important to highlight that now burnbird has no way of getting the air shoes back, so that Geddon, these Meteor Knuckles, if they lock down burnbird, they will be unable to move and basically have to take all of these hits. So they really need to finish off the game as soon as possible. We might even see a beast overturn. They still have electrodes, I believe, and some of these electro stumbles, so if they're worried they might be able to take the turn, then they might just beast over and try to gamble on that.
Beast over now, it always feels so scary to go into Beast over, but if you don't have defense, you don't have any options, what is there to lose? And there it is, ascending to the next heightened level. Electros confirms with resistance, Alexa moving back and forth, just patiently dodging everything. AndMySax understood the assignment and is now locked in to go for a game. It's gonna go for the confirmed trap here. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I've got game right now, and I'm about to show you what I can do. He has everything primed in position for this inevitable defeat of burnbird.
And now we're going to see the dangers of going into Beast Over. So not only are your attacks unconfirmed, because the way it works is Beast Over just uses these chips randomly. You have no control over it. And that is why, although parts of the combo connected with the electros, the other parts just missed because Beast Over decided to wait. The other risk is all that HP drain going to see. It's a very quick HP drain.
Element Man, this is time that you have. What are you going to do with it? Okay, it's not going to do damage.
They might have missed it, but because now they are trapped, and unfortunately, it will mean game.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised to see a Beast Over in that situation. Just guarantee the game here. They can't move. There's nothing they can do. We saw the Tengu already. We saw the Beast Out. There is no shoes online. I can safely Beast Over, deny you any possibility of coming back into this game, go for game myself, and call it a day here. But we are now in game 3. burnbird has to make some minor adjustments to get himself ahead into this match. overall, I think he's been playing very well. What do you think, PC?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And it's a very scary folder to go against. And we saw how explosive the damage can be with these Gandalf swords and all of these options that he has access to. It's just all about these mind games and decisions with when to take these chips and how to confirm them landing.
Okay, there goes first barrier gone. Now roll is in hand. Not going to be doing too much. Throwing out Charlie just to get some of that back row destroyed here. She's going to get the damage done. We're going to be able to put up the anti-sword. It's not looking too bad.
Using anti-sword a bit too early, so usually want it to protect Tengu, but looks like AndMySax might be using it to play a bit of that mind game as well, because they also have anti-recovery in their folder, which means that your opponent doesn't know which one it is, so they wouldn't be able to use it as freely into it. That being said, do keep in mind that AndMySax is running no anti-damage, so this is, I think, big downside to having traps, because ideally what you want to do is play that mind game as mentioned before. You basically keep your opponent guessing, is this going to block their attack or is that going to stop their sword? But now you know it's either anti-sword or anti-recovery, because you can use all of your element minus speed with big hitting chips free base.
Yeah, that's kind of the prime position that you want to be in. I'm not sure what we can do right now as burnbird. We could go for something like Erase Man. Perhaps we can even find one of our machine guns. No, it doesn't seem like they did find the machine gun. There it is. Okay, now we're able to deal with the damage. We can get this set up for, oh, that's not anti-navi. Okay, it's not anti-damage. What is it?
I believe that
it might have to be recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the anti-recovery. But looking at this position, burnbird is now trapped. But what this means is that they basically forced either go into Tengu or Beast Up. This is critical information for AndMySax, because they know that if their opponent has these Gandalf swords or get them, they'll go for it now, because you don't want to waste these turns. So what AndMySax might consider doing is going to their own Beast Out. It might be a bit of a waste, but you avoid basically being trapped.
Okay, so now we're in a position of, wait a minute. Yo, AndMySax pointed it out just now. Man has no defense in this folder. He's got only, oh no, he has to be invisible. Oh, okay, all right. He has no anti-damages in his folder. He wants straight smoke, bro. So these chips, yeah, I don't need them. I just want the damage.
Yeah, I mean,
all the damage.
This makes this matchup even better, because both sides are running 3 Gandalf swords. Both sides are running no anti-damages as well. So it's such a funny matchup.
How interesting. Let's talk about that for a moment. I find it very interesting that people are starting to opt out on more defense for more damage. We see this happening historically. Now we're seeing 2 anti-damage, 2 invis instead of the usual 3-3.
Very nice
okay,
position.
element.
Nice, that connects. So there's potentially a free charge shots for AndMySax, and will allow them to land in at least one of these area grabs. Getting does come down, so it looks like burnbird was planning on potentially blocking in AndMySax. There's the exchange we talked about earlier on.
Yo, why did he do that? He could have just threw the bubble.
I think burnbird was still flashing in that position, but yeah, I mean, moving out of place, using the bubble, then applying your own Gandalf Sword. Because in that matchup, Gandalf Sword 2 against 3 is still quite a bit of damage that you're taking for free.
Yeah, wow. Ooh, okay. Oh, this. Oh, I can't. I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words. I'm the commentator, bro. They really guns blazing out here. Like, what is going on? I got sunlight for you, your mom, your sister, your brother. I got sunlight for days. Oh my gosh, I can't.
I mean, burnbird is using that name to get. I mean, using all these burning attacks.
Burning attacks.
Look,
they sear a lot. I'm not gonna lie, they are searing, bro.
I was running out of fuel there. I had to go with something.
You could say you were burning on embers, bro. Oh my gosh. Ooh, good quick combo. Oh, but Judgment's gonna not be able to stand on anything solid, so they're gonna just disappear here.
Ooh,
oh, okay.
Focus.
Wow, that was the most aggressive focus I've ever seen in my life. He used it and just stood there for like half a second. Like, okay, sure. But now AndMySax is so close here. I wonder, what do you find interesting? I think we're on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, so burnbird used that focus, which means they lose out on one of their beast out turn. But do keep in mind, so the way it works is if you don't have air shoes and you lose your beast out form on a home panel, don't worry, you're not gonna fall through the ground and go visit your neighbors. What will happen is basically you'll be able to move on broken panels until you step on normal panels. So that might be something burnbird is trying to rely on. But it seems like these panels got repaired, and now burnbird has nothing to protect against these attacks. Ooh, very nice patience. So waiting for that life orb to go through the TFC on the Meteor Knuckles and denying all of that damage. And now you're expecting burnbird to go into Tengu. They need to use that as one of their ways to also move around and deal with that life orb.
Now, we do have the way to deal with the life orb. As you said, we got the wind rack. We have a Navi chip that can potentially set up our new sword here in the form of an assassin sword. It's a lot of damage, and it's not like they can move at all either. So this should theoretically be a free, easy layup. But the tide can turn in any moment. Maybe burnbird's got something to deny that from happening, like an elect pulse or access to a cross that will allow them to move.
We still know that Element Man is in place. They go for grass and they follow up by Element Man SP. That's still going to be quite a lot of damage too, but let's see if burnbird is able to survive for that damage to magically uninstall as well. Element Man SP coming down, and AndMySax HP speed lower, and the raceman follow up. He's falls into a massacre.
What just happened? What just happened? He said call an ambulance, but not for me.
These games have been crazy. Every single game going down to the wire and with 1 HP both sides. Such what games?
Oh my god. Yo, my heart is racing, okay? Like, I can go run laps right now, all right? That's how I am feeling. Holy cow. What? Yo, good game to both players. Y'all really performed. Like, that was insanity. Like, what are y'all trying to do to me, right? I have a kid. I can't have a heart attack, bro. What are y'all trying to do? I mean, who we got up next?
Yeah, you better prepare yourself because we're not even halfway through the stream. We still have plenty more to go. And with that, let's head into the setups for Ricochet vs. Not Third Person. We've already seen Not Third Person. We've seen what kind of things they further want to do, but we haven't seen Ricochet play this. Actually, we have. So we've seen both players, and this is going to be a very interesting matchup. So we see Falza play with 1400 HP, but a lot of very offensive tips with the E code, Blast Man, and Pokemon SP. That goes against high HP Gregor that's going to rely more on these charge shots, and definitely going to be an interesting dynamic between them.
What I'm finding very unique about these lower HP builds is in terms of the Navikas, that is, when I got spoiled and my hype immediately triggered me, bro. Yo, what are y'all doing? Yo, what are y'all doing to me, bro?
What did you mean by this?
Yo, okay. It's really interesting to see these Navikas because you look at the low HP and think, okay, but they're not going to be able to survive a lot of these extremely powerful combos. We just saw he leg pulls into infinite, not too long ago. So what is the differential? And I think the differential is these programs that are specifically made for PvP, the animal friends, which is Rush and Beat. Now, when you have these programs in your folder, they don't necessarily directly translate to HP, but they give you a huge advantage in the form of denying your opponent's resources. So a folder that only has 2 invis now has to throw one away and use that last one as carefully as they can. If they have 3, sure, you short them 1 invis. That's still very, very valuable because now they're playing with a folder of 28 chips versus the full 30. They don't have everything at their disposal. Beat does directly translate to HP in the form of taking away a mega chip or sometimes a giga chip if you let it happen away from your opponent, which is extremely valuable, especially if they forget or they accidentally TFC the beat bait that they had earlier. So when you have these kinds of programs in your cusp, they definitely provide you with such huge utility that it's worth to go down on the HP, especially when you combine it with tons of attack value or charge max or bug fix, so you don't have to go for or bug stopper rather, so you don't have to go for the bug fixing strats. It's a definitely unique way to play the game, and I think people should try it out a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's all of these different options that players can go for. There's a lot of different builds people can play. It's a lot of different play styles, and people just need to find basically what fits with what they like to play.
Yeah, when you look at not third persons now, because they have a ton of bulk, but this playstyle developed mainly for Greyguard. Of course, Falzar can pull it off too. I'm not saying it's a Greyguard exclusive thing, but the intention behind it was to outlast and outlive and use charge shots oppressively or as much as you can, right? Greyguard can do that because they're not necessarily looking for chip combos to combo off. They definitely can do that. It's not like it's a unique thing to one version. Anyone can draw a sequence of chips and combo off. But because Greyguard has those charge shots that they can abuse, they wanted to weather the storm and use chips like Holy Panel and Sanctuary, which we do see in our third person's folder, by the way, to try and outlast the opponent and just keep up the pressure with these charge shots, which is why you tend to see very, very heavy amounts of area control. Maybe the area grabs and maybe the panel grabs, right? A couple of grab revenges, ways to get panels back. So that way they can keep pressure up with these charge shots over time. And they make the folder much more utility-based. But again, just like I was talking about earlier, 2 invisible in this folder. That means Rush has to take 1 away. That's less defense for you to work with in this folder. One of these mega chips are going to be thrown away into Beat. That's just given. So those utilities taken away can change the match drastically. I talked a lot. Do you have anything you want to add, PC?
No, I mean, I think you've covered it all very well. With that, let's head into the match and see what Sol meant by what he said. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear it, the battle pressure coming out from these matches.
It just ramps up the match incredibly. The moment you hear this thing come on, it's all bets are off. Put your cards on the table. What are we doing? Who has it? And it's gonna be me. Oh man, okay, but this is a great hand to start off with. It might not appear to be so, but we could go for something like a dust digging strategy, bring Proto Man, throw out a cheeky 290 on the first turn, full cut, start digging. That's an option. We could also just wall behind the barrier 200 and then throw up an anti-damage, full cust. Now we have a wall that we can use to build momentum. So many options that you can go with just off of a couple of hand choices right away. And of course, on the following turn, we already have 2 elect pulses. We can just follow that up with an element man if we draw that, if we really wanted to. But here we go, area grab coming down for not third person, gonna take that 290. holding onto this Invis Magnum, no thank you, not gonna take that just yet, but this will mean I get to trap you, and now my charge shots are online just as I spoke before. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this damage in for free. I don't care if I'm taking 50s, I'm doing way more in advance. Here comes Pete, taking away this mega chip here. As I said before, I don't know what it is, but it is extremely valuable to take something like that from your opponent here.
You know, in that position, I wonder if what Ricochet should have actually done is hold off to that Invis, because what that could have done is that could have baited that third person to try to do damage with the Magnum and deny them the lock. So if Ricochet was able to freely move around, they would have taken way less damage and they would have kept the Invis potentially to the next turn. But now they are without Invis and locked into areas, so they are looking to go into Tango Cross to potentially have a way to move around.
Yeah, man, look at this first turn, right? One area grab didn't even matter, really. It was the Magnum. Yeah, you used Invis, but my charge shot pierces that. And just off first turn, 1100 to 1800? That's where the beauty of this comes in with all that extra beef, because now you're gonna have to work through all of this while I'm still oppressing you with these charge shots that are piercing one of your main defenses, and then Rush is going to come in and take another one of those defenses. There's limited options for you to react in this situation. It has to be barrier or bust, which is why we see Ricochet hovering over the barrier right now, because they want to be able to start moving something along in their strategy, but they're stuck.
When we see that base out coming out, say, the barrier 200 into focus is going to provide quite a lot of value by allowing Ricochet to waste one of the base out turns. But don't forget, Race Beast is still a very big threat, and Ricochet has no easy ways of crossing. There are no wind racks, nothing to follow up with that lock point, so they might just go for something a bit more defensive, maybe even use that fast gauge that we're seeing.
Now, this is not a terrible situation for Ricochet. Yeah, they're down on area, but Sanctuary could be the deciding factor. However, we do know that Element Man is in abundance in not third person's folder. They got two of them things. So Sanctuary could lose value here. There also is Getting in play here. Oh no, there's no Getting. There's no Getting. So it's not as bad. Okay, but the Element Man is what we're worried about. Slow gauge is down. That means we're going to be seeing some beast charges on this turn. Half damage will be done to the barrier, so you kind of want to babysit these Sanctuary panels as much as possible, or dodge them. Ricochet playing crazy. Oh, not 2 for 2. Okay. Did get a chance to dodge a few of those, though. Busters from both sides here. The Gregor machine gun does trade up pretty nicely against a normal charge shot, but when your opponent's on Sanctuary, you kind of go a little negative in terms of like damage trading, but still worth it. Get as much damage as you can, as the deficit between HP kind of closes here. It was a good turn for Ricochet defensively, but now it's time to mount an offense.
One thing to keep in mind is we saw last turn not the person use their slow gauge. So in this matchup, both players are running 2 of their respective gauges. So Ricochet is running 2 fast gauge and not the person runs 2 slow gauge. And the way it works is that using a gauge different to the other one will basically override it. So starting with slow gauge means that it will be a confirmed fast gauge by the end, because Ricochet can use their fast gauge and not the person responds with the second slow gauge, which will immediately be denied by a third fast gauge by a second fast gauge from Ricochet. So we haven't seen that. Actually, not sure why we haven't seen Ricochet just using that fast gauge immediately and wasting that time. Yeah, there you go. Don't forget, while not that person did lose out on that erase piece, the piece out in general, they are running Delta Ray Edge, and because they don't have that Q-Force, it means they don't really need that beast out for that Q-Force damage delivery. So that is another benefit of running Delta Ray over Q-Force as well.
Now, that's a scary thing to think about too, PC, because when you have the freedom of choice, you can start really cooking. I don't have to rely on my Giga and my Beast being used at the same time. Shoot, then I'm just going to use the Beast now. And these damage charges are going to be doing an insane amount of pressure onto the opponent. They don't tickle. However, The problem here is Sanctuary still not finding an out or a way to circumvent or deal with them. What could have happened last turn is not third person go into the ElectCross and try to use the Elect Breath to break up those panels, but they opted to stay in the Erase Cross instead of trying to delete or get rid of the Sanctuary panels. Might come back to cost them. Maybe not third person wanted to keep Elect Cross so you can use those charge shots to his advantage. It is the win con after all, but you do have other options for charge shots. You have Heat Cross, you have Charge Cross.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, these two Fire Crosses are pretty much slept on. A lot of people go to Charge Shot just to get advantage of that +1 custom ability. You get a lot of value out of Charge Shot as well, and it looks like Knockout Person is now going to the grass, but let's see if they can get a D-Cross. Unfortunately, Ricochet is in Invis and has plenty of defense lined up, so this Slash Cross is not going to get a lot of value.
Okay, both players throw up their respective invises at the very end of the turn, which means next turn they're going to be pretty healthy. However, the problem here for not third person is that Ricochet is holding on to this Elect Pulse. A well-timed counter hit can follow up for something devastatingly dastardly, but it doesn't seem like they're opting for that option, deciding to go ahead and use the anti-navi, try to get something cheeky. Maybe the opponent is going to go for Erase Man in this situation. If we anti-navi and follow up with an insane Blast Man or even Meteor Knuckle on a slash turn, it could be disgusting. There's the Erase Man. This is not what you want to see. Erase Man, anti-navi, there it is. S-tier down chip here with the anti-navi. We use the bait. LMN, go for it. No, that's the wrong answer. Throw it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 5 hits, sometimes 2. Meteor Knuckle, what is this being for? And I could be fooled because the anthem is playing right now from the very game I'm talking about. This is insane, gorgeous, beautiful play from Ricochet, and now third person is trapped in between a hard and a rock place. It's looking pretty slim, but they can still bring this back. It's not quite over yet. Tengu is a form that you are choosing to stay in when Delta Ray Edge is on the horizon. What's the answer here, Sanctuary? My Sanctuary coming through.
Don't forget, Sanctuary is in Z code, and that is the code shared by Delta Ray Edge, so we might be seeing Delta Ray Edge. That's part of why he's hiding before. Oh, unfortunately.
But he's flashing.
Oh. And wait, that would have missed anyway, because that didn't even try to get in the first hit. That's interesting, actually. I never realized.
Yeah, I guess it's because the positioning of where they were, Proto Man is looking ahead. He can't look to the side like that. He doesn't auto into the side, kind of like base.
Yeah, unfortunately, that actually counts for a lot of navis. Elements Man might be one of the very few exceptions where it can basically hit from anywhere in the field. Most of the other navis end up missing if you're ahead of your opponent or in the same color.
Oh, is that the timeout on the Life Aura? Oh, it's blinking for some reason. I've never seen an interaction like that.
Yes, that's actually an interesting thing that sometimes you don't really see very often, but basically it's a limitation of how the game is going. There is a limit to the number of sprites you can have on the screen. So sometimes when you have too many, then it causes that blinking effect. And yeah, it's just one of these little things sometimes. Yeah.
Look at you, PZ, so knowledgeable. Okay, go on ahead, brother. Go on ahead.
The only reason I know about this is because I was playing against someone using Air Raid, and because the Air Raid has so many particles and effects on it, I never realized that they had a life for it. I just ended up losing because of that life.
Blast Man on top of a grass metal into an anti-damage, not gonna take any damage. If not third person goes for a cross change right now, they get to keep the anti-damage and maintain the advantage that they have at this moment. The middle panel is clearing up as well, which means they will have regained movement and capabilities to counterattack here, but their HP is so low in the situation. But on the other hand, Ricochet doesn't have a whole lot going for them in terms of damage. They do have Neo Variable and a Wind Rack though, so they could theoretically bring that into this next turn, go for the quick and swift supersonic boom, and maybe follow up with a couple of P shots to seal the deal. But that's a lot of time. Now my opponent is flashing. Oh no, they wouldn't be flashing for the supersonic boom, but they would have to land the 2 shots, huh? It's looking close. Maybe supersonic boom is the answer.
Yeah, and I mean, don't forget, I believe we still have a second slow gauge that is just waiting from that third person. We haven't seen it. It might have been chip charge, but we don't know. So Ricochet being stuck in a slow gauge turn can very easily mean the game. So they have to take the defensive. Ooh, and the anti-damage. Boys on both sides. Magnum, let's see if that connects it.
Oh, take the middle, fool! Oh, area grab is gonna go down here instead. Oh, but this is close. Okay, good trade, but again, you're low on HP.
Yeah, I mean, all what Ricochet needs to do is just land 2 charge shots, so 2 button shots. And you are under stuff. This guy's one. Not the person, not the
seems like both plays. Yeah. Shots. Oh my gosh. Are you scared that the defense is 9? Okay, ooh. You're really taking a lot of your short shots here.
Oh no, what is
so
he? Oh,
wow. Wow.
Both sides are holding on to defense until the very end. Ricochet, so Adam in YouTube chat saying, would it grab revenge win? It would, but if not that person had defense, that could have been very difficult for Ricochet to counter, and that would have basically denied him the damage. So they basically both were trying to apply pressure to the opponent, waiting for who's going to use their chip fast, and then responding with the game closer at that position.
It was such interesting interaction. It could have been the barrier 200. It could have been an anti-damage. Either way, it would have denied the full amount of damage from that revenge, and it would have completely reversed the game on Ricochet's head. But Ricochet, being the disciplined player they are, recognized their win con. I can get at least one of these charge shots in. I can then follow up with a P shot, and that would be enough for me. I can just close it out, but it was so close with those charge shots from the SoulXCross doing a significant amount of damage. But here we are into game 2. Sorry, mate, not again, but we can still limit your options by trapping you in the center. Oh, choose to go for the back row here instead of locking up the middle.
Ooh, that's an interesting decision. I wonder why they set to limit the movement in this position. So it did mean they took a bit of damage, but I guess they wanted to have the higher value of lowering the movement options, being unable to go to the back.
Ooh, after that first game, my nerves are kind of high. What do we do here in this situation? We do have anti-navi, but you kind of want to save it for those really, really pressured moments. Now, here's the thought process. Follow me. What we do here is we wait for Beat to take a mega chip. Okay, my opponent has one. Now we take this anti-navi and sit on it. When my opponent decides I want to erase man SP right here, boom, response. If I want to element man SP here, boom, response. Punishing life right here, gonna get this area back too. Very good, but does they have to win rack? Yes, they do. And now we can go for the charge shots. Okay, trying to go for the mind games here with the movement.
Very nice, Ricochet being able to avoid it. I mean, that damage adds up. Even one of these connecting can be significant damage, and Ricochet really needs all the HP they can get. Like, thinking about going into an E-turn, E-coded turn, so maybe they still need to deal with that life order. So maybe going into Tangle fast, then having focus on hand. But it looks like no, they might be throwing away the Elements Man SP into Life Order, which I'm not sure how wise that is doing this.
Now, it looks like it is going to be the Beast Out option here for not third person, which does mean we're going to see some chip charges. Rush immediately just to get rid of this pesky option. There goes B as well. Anti-Navi will be much better chip now in this situation, just letting you know. Good trade here. Gotta get rid of this barrier. At least we can try to go for some charge shots of our own here. Maybe remove that. Oh. That's so. You want to get one of these charge shots in before the end. Oh, but doesn't find one. Ricochet just grasping for straws, trying to remove that last defense. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out here. They're going to go into this next turn. Maybe we go for something like, I don't know, Erase Man's pretty good. We can at least remove that trap without having to deal with it entirely. And maybe we can follow up with the encode shenanigans right afterwards. Go right into the Supersonic Bloom, fire off a Meteor Knuckle. To be fair, it's not the prime position that you want for a Meteor Knuckle for the maximum amount of hits, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, don't forget that we've seen that third person go to Beast Out, so that is one turn. But next is another turn can be wasted into focus. So not third person is limited in these Beast Out turn, and they really need to make the maximum value out of it. So use it. I'm not sure about last turn using it beat and brush. Obviously, you do want to use them out, but wasting chips from your very limited arsenal on these during a Beast Out turn is potentially not ideal.
Nice. This Sanctuary panel is going to do dividends for this barrier unless you step off of it and get smacked up by a boomerang. But nonetheless, we still have the Holy panel in play. We can still use it to our advantage. Now, an option here, not necessarily the best, but an option. We could go for this Meteor Knuckle, break up the barrier, break up the panels, and maybe get a couple of hundred out of it, get a leg pulse in at the next turn, or even throw the Neo variable. They'll be trapped in the center there. We could theoretically get the double life sword in that position too. I don't know, it seems pretty okay to me.
Yeah, I mean, just using the focus, I think that's fine. Sometimes you don't really need to take all that many chips into a turn. Using focus will basically force your opponent out of Beast Out, might cause them to waste a bunch of chips that were planning to chip charge, and if you go into Dust, then that will also allow you to go through your folder a bit more smoothly. And don't forget, next, or the turn after that, there is a lot of potential, as I mentioned, with these Meteor Knuckles, Neo Barrier, a lot of different combos that can do quite a bit of damage as well.
Now, here's my thing, right? In this position, we are finally trying to lock in the Dust Cross and the Focus for that nice quick sifting through our folder towards the end here. And this is kind of a better use of Dust, in my opinion. Yes, you could turn one theoretically, go Dust, and start digging with the Focus immediately. But the later in the game that you use Dust, the stronger it becomes. And it does become problematic. Look at this usage here. We denied an entire turn of Beast Out from this opponent who was looking to chip charge. They might throw away several chips here in this hand. And on top of that, now I'm digging. Now I'm able to do something with it. Oh, they didn't lock in Dust. Why didn't they do that? I could have, but the theory's still there. You can use that to your advantage.
Unfortunate TFC, though. Doing it in the order causes them to lose all of that area, and now not for a person might retaliate with their own area grab just to allow them to confirm these charge shots. But Element minus P is going to come in, but unfortunately will end up with a miss. And these broken patterns might seem like a good idea because they trap Ricochet, but also they really work against not third person because these charge tackles will be forced to miss on these broken patterns.
Oh man, the Meteor Knuckles here just begging to be taken. Look at these, even you're thinking about it, Ricochet. I know. It's not like I got anything else better to do. I gotta get rid of this Sanctuary panel. This Holy panel's been putting in a lot of work. Man's is still sitting on 1900. I gotta get rid of that. Good defense, good defense. It will play out.
Well, I do
Supersonic Boom here.
Yeah, I mean, this broke all of the area, but unfortunately right now, Ricochet's not really able to take that much value. I'm missing that nearby. And if Ricochet was in Tangle Cross or some other way that allowed them to get in some damage, because now the HP difference is building up.
PC.
Yeah?
PC, my spider sense is tingling. My spider, I don't know why.
Okay.
Like, I feel like something... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
I mean, maybe something fishy will happen.
We're good. We're good. Okay, all right, we're fine. It was just looking a little sus for a second there. It was looking a little sus. I was a little scared, but maybe we're fine. Okay, now third person can definitely go for Element Man here, clean up these panels really quick. He does have SP and Element Man Star. I think we've already seen Star, so we might be able to see SP come into play, get rid of these panels, clear it up for us. Really nice.
Ooh, never mind.
Of their own. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna trade up.
Man coming down, but unfortunately, he's only going to do half damage, which isn't really that much. Ricochet really needs a lot more to reduce that gap.
Nice, good charge tackle. No time to run away. We gotta get back to the fight, baby. Okay, the barriers are kind of nice here.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the with these Holy Panels, because that is basically a barrier of 400, and now the person doesn't have any easy access to wind chips to remove it either, so we'll have to basically go through it. I mean, we might actually be looking at a damage judge game. We are already at 10-10.
Oh, I love the decision here to go for the Dust Cross to break up these panels. Oh, the lockdown! That's exactly what we want to see. Anti-Navi's not the right answer right now. We can take at least 3 of these, though. Okay, there's the anti-damage.
Replacing the anti-Navi, I'm not sure how well that is going to work out, but it looks like Ricochet might have potential combo. They're willing to risk losing their own Holy Panels, so they can try to go for Element Man, Grass into Blast Man SP, which can give them quite a bit of damage, but also reduce the defense they have.
Yeah, the Sanctuary would be completely removed for both players. I'm not sure if that's what you want right now with 243 HP on your name. I do see maybe a potential D-Cross as an option, but not the person's playing very carefully, not going up into that top row. Okay, he gets clipped here. Do we actually go for it? Wow, bold decision, giving grass to your opponent on a panel in a gauge that's definitely normal, but they clear up so quickly. Oh, that's huge. Play defense. That's not what you wanted to see. Throw away the anti-Navi into the easy cleanup. Oh, he made it to the next turn.
Okay, but I mean, to be honest, this is going to be an almost impossible recovery. If Ricochet does that,
right?
I'll be very impressed, because they don't have any way to gain back HP. They don't have anything. They need to do quite a lot of damage, so this is looking like a game 3 from this position.
Blastman coming in does the double damage on the grass panel. Do you have something, Ricochet? You got some fast gauges writing that answer.
Not today.
No, these dodging these pistols, baby. Okay.
Gauge
times 2.
Both of them.
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
There's the
Buster Bug there.
Okay. Oh, is he really gonna survive because of Buster Bug? Oh, he's going for the charge cycle, and into the next round. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Ricochet said, I'm not giving up, bro. I don't care if you might win. I'm trying to win still, bro. Nah, it's not over.
I mean, I definitely
you gotta earn it.
Because, I mean, think about it. There is still a very slim win condition for Ricochet. If you reach the damage judge, then Ricochet will be able to win that, because the starting HP was lower. So 1 HP is definitely going to be one crazy comeback, and this area grab is going to deny an potential charge shot. So it has to be that Buster Bug.
Yo, can I see salutes in the chat, please? I need to see salutes in the chat to Ricochet for that valiant effort. My man said, I might be on 1, but I'm not giving it up. I'm not giving it to you for free, fam. You have to earn this, sir. You have to get this dub on your merit alone. I don't care. I don't care, bro.
Yo, I really like that mentality, because some people in that position will just stand in place and wait to get deleted, but we've seen, I mean, even if you lose that game, it's all about the practice you get, because avoiding charge shots is definitely a skill. It's avoiding buster shots.
Yes.
So being able to master that can literally win you games in the future in positions where you can. Ooh, that machine gun! That is a lot of damage! More than 400 damage already!
It's just a boy! Dude, Prix, it's just a boy! Leave him alone!
Not the person! Just going in turn 1, seeing how Ricochet was fighting into that game, being scared of that comeback potential, and now just wanting to extinguish all of the hope that Ricochet can have into this game.
Yo, this is turn 1 that you did that on. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that machine gun doing 400 damage on turn 1. This is actually one of the reasons why I think F-Code has slept them, because these machine guns are underrated. Like, imagine doing almost no master levels of damage in a chip. You can have a 3 off in a turn, and you can chain off each other. They don't apply flashing, they remove traps. I mean, what more would you want in a chip like this? Yeah, it looks like Ricochet is deciding to go very defensive, even potentially thinking about using that fast stage already. Because they just worried that the game might end before they get a chance to properly play around the gauges.
Wow. That was a lot of damage turn 1, PC. It feels insurmountable when you get bombarded by all that damage.
Yeah, and I mean, the HP difference, looking at it, is just so big, but it's all about that potential. I mean, we've already seen on streams crazy comebacks, and we know these players have it in them. It's just all about just putting your head down, forgetting about everything that happened, and potentially trying to get your damage in. Oh no, that is not what you want to see. This the game couldn't get any worse for Ricochet, getting multiple hits by that. It's horrible.
That's pretty bad. 2K to 500. This is the deficit that people are worried about when you do run these lower HP builds. When damage is hit to you and you don't have recovers in your folder, it sticks. And then if it's sticking, it's gonna be very hard for you to come back out of that. You can circumvent this in a multitude of ways. You can run roll, you can run recover chips, you can run aqua chips and go into, spout cross and charge those aqua chips or HP back. There are ways to re-establish your undershirt so you still get value, but if you don't, good answer. Oh, good.
Too early. Otherwise, that would have been 500 damage in one hit. But now, let's see what Ricochet decides to take into the stern. We see a lot of potential, actually. You can see the cross into Windrak, which can get a nice D-cross on Tengu, on Erase, or a bit more defensive, or even using that Meteor Knuckles into Nearby, which is definitely a big combo.
Yeah, you can definitely surmount a big amount of damage here. It's not like it's all going to go away or you're just going to suddenly lose out of nowhere. We still have options here for Ricochet. We can still pull this back. Look at the earlier 2 games. He started on the back foot most of those games. Didn't stop him from trying to win, and avoiding Eraseman SP for free is a pretty nice adjustment. I'll take that.
Waiting before using that life, or potentially worried about cutting or maybe an instant Windrak to deal with it, but
Oh? Yeah, no, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping Meteor Knuckle. I'm doing it. You're in this position right now, I'm going for it. And I'm beasting out for the Neo Variety. I'm doing it. I'm locking in. Are you locking in?
I mean, I feel like I would take the Meteor Knuckles into Neo Variety, but I actually wouldn't go to beast out, because in that position, I want to break these panels and use my charge shots as Tengu. Try to get in maximum damage, and it looks like another person is going to beast out. So being able to decross a race can potentially give a lot of value. Unfortunate.
Very valuable life warrior here. Gonna be able to just deny that.
One of the mind games and gets the decross.
You see, this is what I'm talking about, Ricochet. He said, nah, bro. I said it's not over until it's over. I got 300 on my body and I'm using it. Yo, it's not go. He won. Dang it. I'm a fan, bro. There's nothing else for me to say. I'm a fan. Oh my gosh. Here's the Meteor Knuckle. That's even more value. Pull him forward.
Avoiding that Tangle Breath means that this life is going to stay on for a bit, and these broken panels will limit that person's movement.
3 hits? Yeah, you just hit the trade. That's it. You just trade here. Oh, the Buster Bug. Oh, there's no Buster Bug, right? These are just regular P-shots. Okay, but they're still trapped.
I mean, we started with over 1,500 HP difference, and now it's down to 300 between them. And Ricochet still has plenty of damage to do. And this just goes to show that even a really bad start can just completely go back into You wait.
Your favor, yes, sir. And now he's using it to his advantage. You could go for the beast out. Go for some beast charges here, even. You have the attack stats to go for it. You know what I mean? Tengu breath him to sleep. Take a page out of Neryth's book. Double up on the shoes game and drop the nukes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Take it. I mean, okay, there is panel return in their folder. There is also a holy panel in their folder. So theoretically, they could get out of this. I understand the thought process. And they're...
Oh, wait, Delta Ray. Using that to deal with the life round, unfortunately, the actual hits were missed, but because of the order that Ricochet took these chips, means life round is gone, so not third person still has a fighting chance at this game.
There goes the Sanctuary area grab. We can focus. You're still in a predicament. There goes the beast out. Okay, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, now I think the match completely flipped. Now it's looking like a very rough position for not third person. They're out of beast out. All of these pounds are broken. And they're down on area as well. Ricochet still has plenty of chips to go. And a lot of offensive options to use.
Okay. Let's see what you plan to do here. This is a tough decision. I feel like I just want to bring damage. That's how I'm feeling. I want to bring this near valuable. I want to go for double life sword. I want to bring this. I think that's erase man in the hand too. I want to bring that too. I want all of it. But unfortunately, the lettering. Oh, it's element man. Okay, even better. What are they gonna do? Go for heat cross? All right, I'm gonna punish you as soon as you step forward. I'm gonna punish that.
Yeah, and I mean, these broken panels mean heat cross only hits in front of you in a line, so broken panels limit the movement severely, and looks like it was charged instead, which might even be worse, because broken panels again unable to hit over broken panels. And another thing I want to point out is look at that HP bar grading for not third person. Definitely is going to matter at this point as they reach the same HP.
Now, if we stay in the back and eventually they walk forward, we could. Okay, you're just gonna get rid of. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh wait, but they don't have shoes. Okay, that makes sense.
That was probably a miss. I don't think not third person wanted to go for that because now they're unable to land their own charge shots.
Okay. All right. No, this is close. Ricochet ahead in the game for the first time in round 3. Got the 6-point differential. And we've sealed up most of the center panels. They got one that they can escape to. So the beast charges here could be spicy. But that would require them to step off of a holy panel, which is ideal. If we could somehow push them back into the corner, that would be ideal.
Yeah, I mean, this is still definitely anyone's game because if you look at this, Ricochet is starting to run low on chips. And what this means is, if not third person is able to survive just the last bit and is able to get in enough damage, they can still very much win this game.
Anti-Navi coming down, Erase Man's gonna whiff here. Okay, that's
unfortunately missing that machine gun, but now the bugface will at least stop the HP drain, and now the grab revenge is just going to return over that area anyway.
Okay, but we're on the Sanctuary panel. We're feeling pretty good about it. No TFC here. It's just Proto Man in hand. Nice. That's gonna still deal a decent chunk of damage. 185. What can they do with this? New variable still on the table. We can supersonic boom that for a quick 220. 110 if they're still standing in the panel, but 110 is pretty close to lethal anyway. So it's not really that negative in terms of value. They only have the 185. No recovers in their folder either. So this could be very strong.
Yeah, I mean, in this position, the main thing to worry about is if you go into slow gauge, and Ricochet has no answer to it, but it looks like these feathers are just doing enough to get not third person's HP down.
He needs to hit these charge shots. The 5s are ticking upwards from the feathers. He wants to lock something down, but Ricochet's going to be camping this anti-damage here. They definitely want that, but the pressure, but the Sanctuary panel. Sanctuary panels are huge. Okay. Nice. Not ending the turn here. What? Okay, that's it. No more feathers. They got regular charge shots now, which is even better than the feathers. Oh goodness.
The movement
goodness.
both sides playing around each other.
not trying to get clipped. Why are you trying to play around, bro? He's trying to get to the next turn. Okay. Oh, the no move backs up. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Oh, that's another hit. That's another hit. Okay. Supersonic boom time. Oh, it's only turn 14. It's only turn 14. Supersonic boom. Okay.
He's going away instantly. And he's shots at and that is game. What a crazy comeback from Ricochet from starting being over 1,000 HP down in turn 1 to be able to take off that game. What a crazy match. What a crazy set of matches we've been seeing today. All of these comebacks, everyone fighting for their lives.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's insane, bro. That match is insane, bro. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. You guys are such good players. You guys are so good at this game. It's insane. It is really insane how good these players are. Blood Moons are no joke. And this is a PSA for people at home who want to join our tournaments. If it's your first time joining our tournament, do not join a Blood Moon. I'm going to say it one more time. Do not join a Blood Moon. That is not a tournament that you want to go into for the first time. We have new moons for fun and games where it's nicer paced. Some people bring some try-hard builds. They're testing for the next Blood Moon and stuff like that. Pace yourself, bro. It's okay to not be in a Blood Moon. Blood Moon is hyper competitive. Hyper competitive. Bro, look at my record, bro. look at my record for the week. I casually thought, I'm going to play some Battle Network and Blood Moon. I got wiped out, right? my record was like X and 8. This is not the tournament you want to be coming into willy-nilly. You want to be prepared, and you want to be understanding of what the metagame's currently looking like so you can make informed decisions. Join the new moons. New moons have themes, casual play. We do new formats. It's way more diverse and fun. But when you say Blood Moon, it's try hard time. Just as a PSA.
But yeah, these matches have been crazy, and it just goes to show the high quality of all of these net battlers. And definitely makes me want to look forward to the top 8. If these are the matches we're getting in the round robin stage, what are we going to see for next week? So definitely you don't want to miss that. But before we head into the next match, I am getting a bit worried about Soul's heart. Don't want him to have any heart attacks or anything. So we will be taking a 10-minute break before we head into our next match. But more matches to follow after that. Right, and with that, we will be back in 10 short minutes. Thank you everyone for waiting. That is the end of the break. All is an old soul is an old soul, and he just needed a bit of a break, Oh wait, you've been back. Yeah, how are you doing, Saul?
The rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Wait, there's an echo.
Echo. I blame PZ. It's PZ's fault. You can't see it, but I'm pointing at him. And he's obviously not next to me. But I'm pointing at him because it's his fault. He broke the stream.
It might be my microphone, so we'll just briefly go and set up with our next match, which is Enemy Caveman vs SoulXCross, which I don't think I've ever played.
Yeah, SoulXCross is an interesting person. They've dabbled a bit in the chats, and they seem like they don't know what they're doing at all. Something about fish is really cool, but I can't. It's just too much.
I think that name seems a bit fishy. Feels familiar, but I can't really put my hand on it. Let's take a look at their build. Maybe we'll get an idea. So looking at the build on the right side, we can see there's a bit of an F code, we see a bit of B navis. So we've seen how strong these B navis can be. I mean, we've seen Blastman SP and that Protoman SP doing massive damage, especially on grass. We're trying to get the ×2. See these F code chips as well, and these machine guns doing quite a lot of potential. And we see an extra mega chip in base as well, which is an interesting decision to go for.
Oh no.
Is everything okay, so? What's going on?
Yeah, that extra mega chip. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, mega chip, right? It's a mega chip.
No, it hurts every time you say it. It does hurt. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. But yeah, we even see a couple of white capsules in here just to make it go alongside those magnums. Very splashable. If they don't find their way onto a magnum or machine gun, they can chip charge, of course, so you're not really waiting around for chips in your hand to find that perfect sequence. There is custom max here, which would theoretically allow you to find those chips together more often, and it could add some very surprising mix-ups that people would otherwise expect. But yeah, it's a pretty good folder. Biggest thing lacking here, no shoes, right? Not having shoes in this format and a little bit of HP usually doesn't go too well when your opponents are running a bunch of Geddons. However, this opponent isn't running Geddons at all, so that maybe that's not going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, looking at enemy caveman's folders, so you can see they're running Bug Death Thunder, which it feels like we haven't seen it in a while, actually. Not a lot of people have been running it, but enemy caveman, it's their signature chip. They really like using it in basically all of their folders, and it can be very strong. I mean, we've seen, last Blood Moon, enemy caveman reached the grand finals and almost got it all the way. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how far they can push it in this time, and it's definitely a scary folder as well. So they're going with R codes, with a lot of HP recoveries, and even the splash more mass and element mana speed to get in that extra damage.
I do gotta say, Anime Caveman, really great person. Horrible taste in battle chips. You know what I mean? Like it's just bias. I understand. Or the lack of it that he has. You know, his bias towards BDT is his only downfall. Otherwise, he's a great guy. Very good player as well. He understands how to play Bug Death Thunder to its maximum potential. And I do want to showcase those R code chips a little more, because not only do we get the third recovery chip in our folder alongside recovery 300s, we get the wide shot R, which is very important. One, it's also another chip to attach with uninstall, which is very important. We have machine gun as well for that. But it specifically is there to counteract the charge cross that a Greygard player will try to use against you, because charge cross and dust, of course, are notorious crosses there to deny you from blocking BDT, right, with your charge shots. So yeah, very, very good decisions here in these chip selections. Very solid.
All right, with that, let's head into the match and see how it plays out. And music is so good. They're really cooking with all of them. All of the games have some amazing tracks to it.
I can't get enough of it. Like, BF4 is my guilty pleasure, but the bangers they have in that game specifically for like PvP, just so good, bro. So good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back into the match, so we see that enemy caveman is going for that turn 1 dust, and they happen to have a really good defensive start as well. So going against SoulXFish's folder, it can be very scary because there's a lot of cursor chips. But having both Barrier 200 and the Life Aura will give quite a bit of security to allow them to defend against them and basically keep that dust alive for as long as possible.
All right, we see them opening up. Oh, Proto Man's just out of the gate. Figured, go for a quick cheeky hit in before they try to do anything like focused. Get some cheeky damage, throw up a defense. Would be really good here. The Raceman could have also dealt with that trap too.
And Raceman connecting immediately as well, so it's going to wait it out for the confirmed hit. And Caveman might be able to even get in another charge run. Don't forget that Soul doesn't even have air shields, so these cracked broken panels, they can definitely add up. Oh, and what is
Turn
this?
two?
Turn two on the Thunder immediately before even getting any value out of that Dust Cross, and will probably try to go for it immediately to get in that maximum value.
Wow. Alternatively, I could also see not going for BDT right away just to break up some more of these panels and make it a little bit scarier for dodging. Either option is really good, but it looks like they're going to be locking into BDT, as you say. Turn 2 is insanity. Bug fix as well? Oh my gosh, dude, what are you trying to do to me, man?
This is the dream hand you want to do, and Soul getting that erasement to decross dust, but it doesn't even matter. We'd have had the instant.
Yeah, we already found the BDT, so it doesn't matter at this point. You were able to get what you wanted. Okay, tons of damage from the charge shots. There goes the Thunderballs of Doom. Gonna get the connection. Goes for the Judgment as well. Oh, this is not good. Oh, good chip charge, but just barely before the turn ends there.
Oh wow, and this has been actually very explosive. Seeing all of that HP disappear in a second, and that is one of the strong things about ZF as well. I mean, we've seen it previously where these machine guns can do 400 damage, and they do it by flashing. They can even, in this matchup, get very nice counter hits on the Bug the Thunder if timed correctly. And now for SoulXCross, I mean, it's going to be a decision of going into Beast out to potentially try to land in these Beast charges as well.
One thing I tend to echo, especially a lot of the upper players, use your beast charges. They are very good. Yeah, you have the time to do it. Go for them.
Unfortunate timing with that Invis running out immediately on top of the BDT, and now the Wind Wrap will unfortunately make short work of that barrier 200. This is actually a very rough position to be in because Soul doesn't even have air shoes, so now he's going to be locked and forced to take all of these BDT shots.
No movement, no options, no shoes. It's a really tough predicament to be in. If you have lower HP, I highly recommend to try and find a way to fit in air shoes. And if you're playing Grey Guard, because not having it can lead to some very scary situations. As you see right now, this is not where you want to be against a BDT player. Or, alternatively, play chips in your folder that gives you area back. Like maybe a sanctuary or a holding panel.
Yeah, I mean,
anything.
That is definitely something for SoulXCross to have, if only you can hear us during the game.
Oh, man. Wow.
That unfortunate TFC losing that trap as well. But to be honest, one of the biggest disappointments in this match so far is that Enemy Caveman decided against going into Spark Cross, but now we see that base plus 30, and that will be enough for game immediately. Now, getting fish value straight away.
Wow. It actually worked. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
so much for a mega chip.
Yeah, well,
wow.
If Soul was here, he would be proud. Unfortunately, that Soul is what?
What?
Alright, now going into game 2, so we see that turn 1 life aura, which can be very nice, but don't forget, if Soul decides to take multiple magnums into that turn, what he can do is start with a magnum and then wait for the TFC life aura and then cut in another magnum to basically confirm the decross.
Now, that first game didn't go as well for Anime Caveman, but we did see the inner machinations of what could have been going down, right? They found all their value very early, and they were able to push a great amount of advantage. It just didn't work out towards the end, but they were in a great spot, so I'm not sure if they even needed to change up any of their strategy. Already, the momentum is crazy right now. Look at that. They were able to deny all these attacks thanks to the ability of having Life Aura. turn 1.
Ooh, this is unfortunate. The area grab will mean that SoulXCross is unable to land these charge shots to remove that life aura, and now enemy caveman can just use the full cost to waste another turn. That was a very unfortunate sequence. I think if Soul in that position started with a machine gun and then had the Magnum as reaction to TFC onto the life aura, then that could have been a confirmed decoy.
That would have been a much better strategy, but I took it in the opposite direction, just barely making it out, trying to get it across, and now it is hard punished for that value. But we're here now, and now we have to deal with this in a different way. An area grab could help Soul get back into this area and probably try to pressure with that charge shot, or we can go for beast charges, which is why we see a beast out here.
Ooh, but that is going to be a painful element mana speed doing double damage. I mean, the flashing will mean that machine gun is going to miss, but the machine gun is doing no damage compared to that. And ooh, unfortunate. I'm not sure if that was intended, but at least it meant that the barrier 200 got used before the end of time. Okay, so we still haven't seen the immediate BDC, but there is that bug fix just in time before that custom starts to sit down, and enemy caveman still has that life aura. I mean, SoulXCross will need to find a way to deal with it quickly, because if we go into the long term, the longer this game goes, the better advantage enemy caveman has, because that BDT is very difficult to play around when it gets out.
I mean, there are ways, but Anime Caveman has 5 area grabs in their folder, and he uses them with extreme precision. And it's not just that, he also has other ways of area control in the form of these charge shots from Dustcross, which he isn't technically threatened off of, but he does go for a change here, trying to get the D-Cross on heat.
But we see Race Crosser is very dangerous with landing these race tail beasts. And let's see if they connect. They can sometimes be avoided, but they're very difficult to try to react to. Very nice. There it goes. Elements Man is going to confirm the ice and allows an extra free charge shot for enemy caveman.
Not much going on here. Good turn for Anime Caveman. They were able to get a great amount of damage done here. And now, oh, there it is. BDT is in play. Gonna have to circumvent that. Oh, and the wind rack too. If Soul does decide to stay into your race cross, they will get smacked up. Gonna lose that cross to boot as well and take double damage from the wind rack.
Thinking about going into Beast Out or considering other crosses as well. Beast Out can be a good option if you want to go with the area grab and potentially use chip charges, because Spout, while has very limited area, it's about wide alongsword's area, it can still do quite a lot of damage with ultimates.
Life Order going up here. Thankfully, Anime Caveman didn't go into Tengu. That would have been an immediate reversal for that. But at least they can tank at least one of these BDTs. Trying to deny the time with the Raceman, not going to work out here. But we can still go for those beast charges. Oh, it's a wind rack.
Unfortunate timing. The wind rack was probably used to attempt to interrupt that charge shot from enemy caveman, but they were still in this, so unfortunately both sides missed their wind racks.
This is a pretty bad situation to be in. Down an area with BDT locked in already. Brass panels on your side, so something like Element or a Heat Dragon can do double damage as well. LNSP is in the folder too, so it's very scary position to be in. Barriers down, go ahead and black the vanishes. There's just nothing we can really do about that. Oh, perfect release on this Thunderbolt. Gonna force upward movement. Oh, just walks into it. All right, cool.
Snowgage is now in play as well, so avoiding these BDCs or minus area would be very difficult, but let's see if there is a D-cross there that could disrupt the balance. And more defense coming down for SoulXCross, but these buster procs mean that anti-damage got wasted immediately. Very nice movement though, avoiding these BDCs. One connects, which will unfortunately mean the second one do as well. And now look at the HP difference, completely opposite to how the first game was going.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Mr. Fish. Base can't even save him in this position as they are negative on area, and as long as Anime Caveman keeps camping forward, there will be nothing that they can do to confirm a potential base as a strategy. Maybe a change to SoulXCross would be beneficial. Try to go for some charge shots here. Maybe scare them out of the front rows, but again, it's scary because BDT is charging right now. Oh, it looks like that's what they lock in.
And
there's the defense.
Miss, unfortunately. And using the embers though a bit early. I really want to wait until the BDT is out in the field to maximize your time of avoiding it. And the unfortunate timing of it expiring, the embers expiring just as the BDT arrived.
Oh, and of course, the forced movement makes these P shots a little more devastating, and Roll coming in, clutching the game, giving him a decent amount of HP right back to almost near full, 40 points off.
But that will take us into a game 3.
All right, starting us off with the Dust Cross, I do like it. We could also go for the Life Aura and just be safe, sucking up these cubes and chucking them out. Definitely will deny any kind of weird shenanigans in the first, like a SoulXCross. So you don't want to be in a SoulXCross when you see 2 giant rocks on the field, especially against a Falzar player.
Yeah, I mean, even when we see that Life Aura in hand and all of these images, I mean, I can see a world where SoulXFish can go into SoulXCross there to maybe potentially bait out Dust or get a D-cross on them with all these crash chips, but it's definitely very risky with all of the defense that Enemy Caveman has. It looks like they're deciding to be a bit more conservative with the defense and only taking the Life Aura instead of starting with an Nimbus. I mean, if SoulXCross has 2 Magnums or even starts with a machine gun into a Magnum, that could potentially be a devastating D-cross for Enemy Caveman. There's the first Magnum.
No.
Is there counted? There is! And there goes that D-cross.
This is a good momentum shift here for Mr. Fish. Gonna trade up on area grabs. Oh, but we get plus here. Not bad, not bad. Okay, but the Life Aura is gonna be a saving grace here. Oh, and the freeze as well. Gonna stop any potential attacks against Life Aura. Okay, very nicely done for Anime Caveman. Just patiently waiting. No point to move or do anything. It's not like you can do damage to a Life Aura barrier, but camping forward is a good way to keep area.
Interesting to see that Enemy Caveman destroyed that cube, because actually that cube was good for Enemy Caveman. It prevented SoulXFish from gaining that maximum area, and it could have done even more. Maybe could have been pushed with the wind rack to the back of the area to basically limit the movement that SoulXFish can have against that BB2.
Maybe they wanted the option to move forward or back. Moving forward does trap you if you stay in base form too, so it's a bit of a risky decision to go for. I do respect them not stepping back at all though, because that means they won't be taking any of the poison damage from the poison panels in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it does risk that broken panel repairing longer. I mean, taking longer to repair, because by keeping it cracked, it will take longer to get broken and then longer to get repaired. But now it looks like Enemy Caveman is just looking to dig for that BDT as much as possible, even without dust. So they're taking a bunch of chips and then they want to mash them out, end the turn with a full toss and see where they go there.
Oh, that's a pretty good turn. Oh,
now
the mix-up is a little difficult here because there is a rock cube blocking that bottom row. So it should have been a priority to probably try and break it or destroy it at some point before this turn happened. Because now SoulXCross or SoulXFish loses the momentum here with that heat cross charge. And now it's going to be another safe haven for Anime Caveman to hide behind.
Yeah, and I mean, one interesting play that could have happened, unfortunately the area grab denied it, but hiding behind the rock cube would have meant that the B-back from Enemy Caveman could be denied by the cube because objects can block wind gust. So SoulXFish could have used that to keep their area, to keep the Life Aura, but unfortunately that's not really the position we are in right now. And another cross going into start and using the race cross to deal with the cube and applying powers.
They wanted that Proto Man SB, but the defense is well timed. Excellent decision for Anime Caveman, recognizing, hey, there's a Proto Man in that folder. I'm not trying to get hit for double damage right now.
That's unfortunate. TFC counter. Now the D cross again from Element SB doing quite a bit of damage. And the anti-damage.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That is
so
very unfortunate. I mean, I'd hate to be SoulXFish. It's good that he's not here intact.
Yeah, man, he would be devastated to be watching such horrible play right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he's fighting back. He's fighting back. It's not all bad. He does make it into this next turn. He can choose a new cross to go into, of course, but it looks like it's gonna be /cross locking in, which could be area control coming on down here.
And you see that end is coming down, which is going to give a bit more time, and potentially an erasement can be used to stall a bit more. But nice barrier 200 is going to protect SoulXCross from that paralysis, and then the B-back is going to be swift walk with dealing with that fight.
Yeah, there is that Heat Dragon in hand, but wait, the charge is coming down first. This means that we will be able to see a charge shot come out before the gust can happen. But the beam, very good use of the Heat Dragon. Gonna go ahead and get rid of the barrier. Still gets to keep that one bit of area here, so that way we can go for the mind games with /cross.
We're seeing the effect of custom bugs starting to take in, but I guess it doesn't even matter if we can get your BDT, though no bug fix inside. So if enemy caveman is unable to get that bug fix very soon or put in enough damage to bring them back into the game, then this can be a big momentum shift towards SoulXCross.
This is also a big detriment to losing Dustcross so early. They weren't able to sift through the folder and try to find BDT earlier, which gave Fish enough time to try and do as much damage as they could before BDT is in play. But now it's a different game. We have to respect the BDT. Locking down a charge shot. Okay, punishing the chip lockout here just to get the damage in. But now it's harder to go for a charge shot with Erase, because you will be standing still and you will take an inevitable BDT. So opting not to release that charge shot is probably for the best.
Now we can see all of these different codes, and that custom space is going to be ticking down one chip at a time. And as you mentioned, I mean, punishing that dust, the early dust, is very critical in this matchup, especially when enemy caveman is unable to get bug fix turn 1 instantly.
The Recover 300 will do wonders to help you stay in the game, though. Still not going for trades. Wanted the grass here, I see, but isn't able to find it on the grass. So you only get the 250, but area grab coming down, making it neutral. Not releasing these charge shots at all. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like you should try to get some damage in, but the BDT makes it a little scary. What do you think? Do you think it's proper to hold on to charge shots here?
Yeah, I mean, being in the race can make it a bit more difficult decision, because your end lag with the charge shot takes so long that you potentially put yourself at risk of taking a BDT hit. And in this position, you really want to keep on that momentum advantage. Getting into Judge -2 with an Ace that doesn't do anything.
They were caught magic! Oh no!
Down to 6 HP. There is still that possible goal, but it doesn't even matter because there is that 500 HP lead and that wide shot, which can potentially also increase some recovery for enemy caveman.
6 HP. No, there isn't at least there is undershirt, so you could live one more shot, but this is going to force a change in cross or forms here. One thing that SoulXCross does have going for them is they at least have the ability to abuse, or Anime Caveman has the detriment of cuss bugs, so they're losing chips, right? So that is one thing going for SoulXCross. I'm not sure if there's going to be anything else that they can do in this situation.
So like, did you just say SoulXCross? Oh, getting
I said Fish. And now Slow Gauge is in play.
Area grab coming down, which will allow SoulXCross a bit more movement and base plus 30 coming up. But is this enough? Is it going to be enough for game? Let's see it, and it looks like it was, and that will be the comeback. Every single game we've seen today, it's the comeback after comeback. It's never giving up hope, and winning these games has been incredible today.
Oh my gosh. Excellent plays from Anime Caveman. They played out of their mind. Honestly, it was a little lucky. I ain't gonna hold you. It was a little lucky. It was looking very scary from Mr. Fish over there.
Yeah, I mean, that playstyle from SoulXCross, it feels very familiar. Maybe they're inspired by your play, SoulXCross, and maybe they've been learning from that. It's been very interesting to see.
If there's one thing I can bring home from this, it's always bring your shirt. Always bring your shirt. There's 6 HP in a prayer. That's all you had. Oh, man. But good game. Excellent play from Anime Caveman. Very well played.
All right. With that, let's head into our next match of the day with Salad vs. Char. All right. Now looking, I think almost all of the matches we've had today were actually Gregor vs. Falza. And now we're back to Gregor vs. Gregor matchup. But this is interesting. Neither player are running Q-Force, the signature Gregor tip that people used to say no one can run anything else. But now we see Delta Rage for Salad, and Char is running another base.
The base is a pretty popular chip. Okay. Well, not that popular. It's only that fish person in Cha, I think. But hey, base is pretty cool, right? But one thing I want to point out is there's something different about Cha's cust. I can't put my finger on it, but you know what? I feel like getting some corn for dinner tonight. Do you think you can eat some corn today?
Yeah. I mean, I might have some sweet corn somewhere. Yeah, that right there. Yeah,
you know, there's some kernel corn or something like that. You know, watch a movie. You know, it sounds very good. It sounds like a good day for corn. I don't know what's making me feel that way. I just do. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Cha's folder.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that folder, so it's going to be very interesting in terms of the matchup, because if you look at Cha's folder, you might be surprised because we see base, we see Elemental SP, but these are pretty much the only really hard-hitting chips. We don't see anything else. I mean, there is the uninstall with the Machine Gun Star, but that folder is basically looking to get in as much value as possible with what is called the neutral game. So trying to get in your charge shots, things that basically don't use up your resources in chips, or maybe even chip charges, which do both.
I think there's just a lot of great utility in this folder, and I feel like this is what the ideal Gregor setup kind of wants to look like, right? You want to be able to put all of this utility and control into your folder, and then rely on those charge shots to be able to just keep up pressure instantly whenever you want. Like, you just go into a cross and now suddenly you're hitting across the screen. It's just the ideal setup for a Gregor player. But let's look a little bit at Salad's build.
Yeah, and I mean, you brought in great points, and it's interesting for this matchup in particular because if you look at Salad, you might think it's even worse than Char's build in terms of having no offensive chips. I mean, we see that Erase Man SP, Element Man SP, and Delta Ray, but there's 2 Recovery 300s, 2 Recovery 200s, and then there's the Life Aura, Sanctuary, Grab Revenge, all of these defensive chips as well. But the extra HP value from Salad, so it's going to be very interesting. I mean, this is the kind of matchup that I think it's just going to come down to patient play, managing your chips, managing your resources very well.
Yeah, it's going to be a resource-heavy game, and I got to say, I'm really excited to see it in action. Let's roll the clip.
All right, let's head into it. We see in classic signature, classic Salad's move, getting 2 of her recoveries in the first turn, which obviously you don't want to get your recoveries turn 1 unless you're planning to get it.
I think she's just sitting there staring at it. Like, this is exactly what I deserve.
You know, the worst thing is, it's the 2 different recoveries, so you can't even use both of them in one turn. If you want to use one, you have to use one and then wait for the other one to come in at some point.
You know, honestly, I'm chip charging in turn 2, which is why I'm a little surprised for charge as turn 1, but I think the thought process here is I can either go into beast charges next turn, or I can get 1 more chip to circumvent the turn kind of wasted here. But it's not even a wasted turn when I get just charge tackle on grass for times 2.
Yeah,
I don't mind being here. Excellent. I'm a force to mind games. I know you have this area grab. I know that's what you want.
Oh, this is interesting as well. And we see these Guardians coming to play. I mean, all the past games we've seen cubes or objects were just taken in by dust, but this time both players are playing Gregor, so no dust to see. And Char was unable to use that slash charge shot because it would have angered the Guardian, and outside of the 200 damage that they would take, we all know hitting Guardian is basically just destining yourself to lose.
That's blasphemous. You don't hit a Guardian. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, you already cast. Look at that Guardian.
Yes. Exactly. We don't want to summon the wrath of Guardian. No TFC. Interesting. Just gonna hold on strong to this invisible. Wait out the turn a little bit. There goes Punisher. It will take away this anti-damage. I'm not sure if it's even... That was pretty worth it.
Never mind. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very difficult turn unless Salad is able to regain the area or maybe play the mind game. So if she's stuck having to take... Wait, why is Char avoiding moving back? Maybe they're worried about losing their area?
Interesting.
I think Salad meant to go for like...
Oh no, she meant to go for this. She wants the ice to be able to play the mind game a bit easier, but unfortunately it's not working out the way it was planned. Charge shot into that back row Guardian will deal with it, not take any damage as well. Excellent play here, but now we're stuck with all these chips of the no variety and a form that we don't really want to beast out on. Maybe if we take the recover 300 here and a little bit of area, we can try to force Cha into a position where they have to back up or they lose momentum on slash. But Cha could also change crosses here and go into something else and just kind of like reroute the decisions or the damage options.
Yeah, and this
which they don't do.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say this is very rough for Salad because unless she's able to get a lot of area and really deny Char's erase, she can't deal with that life order distance, so she has to take that damage and stop. So SoulXCross does quite a lot of damage. Very nice movement from Salad, denying the full area, so now he's able to avoid at least some of the damage from coming in.
Okay, once again, in this situation where we have to play the mind games, the ice could make it a little bit easier, and of course an invis can as well. Gary grab, well timed. If the opponent's invis, don't back up. No reason to.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's all of these things, it's these small things that end up mattering because both sides have 5 area grabs, but we've probably seen a lot of them coming out from Char, so if they're unable to get maximum value out of their slash and someone still has access to most of their crosses, then the long game might end up being rough, and we know we're going long because both sides are running all of these recoveries in HP.
A war of attrition at its finest. It's gonna come down to who can manage resources better, and simple interactions, as you said, just like that, will come back to bite you if you're not careful. Ooh, nice.
I do want to highlight how Salad decided to stay in the race instead of going to Beast. The Tengu is going to make quick work of that, but I think the idea was she didn't want to waste chips into a holy panel where she'll get half of the value from chip target.
Ooh, nice block. Nice patience on the anti-damage throws at the end of the turn, which is the most ideal.
Yeah,
I like the ice panels here, giving pseudo warp step here for trying to avoid some of these charge shots, but it's pretty rough right now.
Oh, now this is interesting. So Salad has access to 2 area gaps. She might go for her own slash cross, but she will also gain advantage from these poly panels that Char put on the field. So if she's able to get maximum value, she will get a lot of damage in. Very nice play from Char, stepping forward, having the awareness to completely deny a full area.
Nice, very smart. You do lose out on a bit of area, but now Salad doesn't have the holy dream built up here, which is the life aura on top of a sanctuary panel, which makes it very difficult to break.
Oh, I wonder if that was wise though, because Char immediately broke the front panel. What they could have done is step and be directly underneath Salad, and if she tries to step back to hit them, she would have had to basically break the panel she was on and be unable to land any charge shots for basically the rest of that time.
This is a tough predicament, even for Cha here, because it's kind kind of difficult to push the opponent back and get this area back at the same time. It's a very small amount of chips in their folder that can do that. They do have Grab Revenge. We see that they also have Judge Man as well, but they also need a Wind Rack. They also need a way to get rid of the anti-damage that's under them if they really want to be able to push area. It's a lot of things that they have to work through in order to get some kind of advantage, and it looks like Erase is going to be the answer that they come up with. Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, that was quite lucky, getting the anti-damage as well. Unfortunately, missing the Erase tail. Now Salad's patiently waiting with the anti-damage to block the Elements Man SP.
You know what? I 1,000% respect getting rid of those ice panels with Element Man there, because it was doing a little too much for Salad. Using the ice to dodge Erase Tail arrows, that's so silly.
Oh, but Salad regains the area, so she has the potential to stay into Slash Cross for the next turn. And now Tones is starting to run out of Beast. I think they still have one more turn left.
Recover 300s in hand here.
Oh, you mean one recovery 300 and one recovery 200?
Oh, that's the 200. Got me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely not used to seeing a recovery 200. It's fairly rare to see. And base going down, but Salad having the awareness that the defense layered up and basically being able to block what could have been game. Ooh, very nice area grab for Chan. That will basically deny all of the damage from Salad's turn, because she's in Slash Cross. She really needs to gain damage, especially when these hurricanes she's been unable to remove.
He's trying to fish for these Buster procs, but not getting them, unfortunately. You need a certain amount of luck in order to use Buster proc.
And speaking of luck, the codes in this hand is not great. She's really unable to take that many chips into that turn, and she might want to just take the Element Man SP, maybe break some panels.
I think Cadillac is the right call, because you just use Sanctuary. You don't want to devalue your fields for free, but you definitely want to get rid of them. You're playing with fire coming up close like that.
I mean, I wonder if is she trying to bait for an Element Man SP ice, or what is the play here? She does.
That was the perfect trip. It's a trade. You know what? If I'm going down, you're going down too. But that wasn't the right call. Nice, good shot. That was lucky. That was lucky. Right place, right time.
Yeah,
right place, right time.
That could have been uninstalled, and in a matchup like this, especially with some, I mean, she has the bug fix now, but she did have access to bug fix, so the HP bug, even just being interrupted out of charge shots, could have been devastating. And now she has the access to beast out, potentially break these panels and fight paralysis as well.
Will we see a beast charge? Oh, it looks like she's going for it.
Ooh, and it does connect now.
Damage. She's charging the bug fix. Yo! Wow! She said Buster Bug. A little bit of HP Bug never bothered nobody. I'm cool with just getting some damage in. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Players, use your beast charges. They're really ridiculous. They do so much damage. Use them.
I think this is an interesting position, because Salad kind of wants a bit more damage, and she's running out of chips. She has the Delta Aid, which looks like, so one thing you can notice is Salad's trying to hold the very back, because that's one of the ways of blocking extra hits. But releasing that charge shot was a trap, and now they're stuck having to take the hit. Now basically, Char, I think, is running out of crosses actually.
Yeah, that's good damage. That's good. You know what? I would have stayed still. I would have been like, you know what? I'll take this. Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take this trade. I get free flashing? Sure. Fine with me. And now I can camp top row and just hold my B button and scare you right out. Yep. Yeah, come in. Come over here. Come play.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised Salad's not stepping back. Yeah.
Take this. Take it. Take it. If you're going to stand there, then take it. That's my goal. That's my goal right there. That's my goal right there. If you're going to stand there and take these shots, I don't know what to tell you. What you trying to do?
Yeah.
I can hold B. It's easy.
Yeah.
I just hold one button.
Yeah, and this is part of why I think people really underestimate Delta Rage, because one of the common complaints about Delta Rage is your opponent can just camp the top if they know it's coming. Like, they can easily avoid it, but can they really camp the top? Because this is what will happen if they try to do that.
Look, you know what? I love decisions like this. Don't give them an inch. Don't give them anything. I'm camping forward. If you splashing, I'm charging. What's up? What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, take that damage too. I knew you had it. I knew. It is a little bit of damage you're taking from the charge shots, but trying to avoid these charge shots leads you to taking even more of them, right? We can just camp forward, take the damage to the head, and still dish out damage of our own.
Oh, and look at this, another early life aura for Charge, but no answers for Salad. She goes into Beast out. I mean, Charge Beast is basically, you can't really land your chip charge at all unless you have a wave family. So she has to first cross into something else like Heat or Erase, and then Beast out. That's another turn that's going to be wasted, and she's basically going to be stuck taking hits.
Yeah, this is one of the unfortunate side effects, but we do have defensive area grabs to keep them off of us in that time, and not bringing slow gauge in this opportunity in this moment is actually the right thing to do, because you don't want to give them more time to answer your board. We want to get through this turn as efficiently and quickly as possible, dropping these area grabs to keep the opponent at bay. We're gonna lose them for chip charge plays later on, but this is still the better outcome.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Salad is running with the 1 wound draft, which is a bit risky for Vega. And I mean, sometimes people even reg it as their only tip, but yeah, she does not have wound draft reg.
What a bold decision. She is just standing there. I feel like that's rude somewhere. Somehow, that's rude.
I'm not sure why is she standing like that? I don't really know what's the thought process behind it.
I'm not sure either.
I'm
not sure either.
She's trying to avoid the Tenguman because actually, yeah, that was definitely the right play. She's trying to avoid Tenguman because going into a race, if she got decrossed, that would have meant she had to waste another turn going into heat, risk another decross, and being stuck with that life aura. I mean, the life aura will expire on its own before that happens. So she had to guarantee this race will survive, even if it meant taking this extra hits.
Oh, smart. So smart. I didn't even think of that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy smart. Okay, there goes. Now we can chip charge safely. Yep, you were gonna have it anyway. I understand, Big Bag. That's unfortunate.
How did that even happen?
That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate.
Forward, that's very unlucky.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Windwreck has a really crazy hitbox on startup. I don't know what it is. And it always happens that way when you're trying to walk. Oh.
That base plus 30 coming in. Wow, damage.
Oh, that's big damage, baby. Oh, it's ironic because they brought it on a beast out turn, which is the same turn you would have Colonel forced anyway. That's really funny.
I don't actually know why. Nice. I don't understand why Chad decided to go to beast out, because they had stayed in normal basement. They could have done it more extra charge. They could have done extra charge shots, gotten a bit more damage, but now Salad's. I mean, look, she's going into elect because she knows that life aura is going to expire on its own. And having to wait for life aura to expire on its own is like game defining. It's basically a loss in some games.
Yeah. I could see heat here. Honestly, there's no aqua chips to be too terrified of. There is Element Man as P, which is scary, but she opts not to take it anyway. There's the Sanctuary. Nice.
Oh, wait, that's the worst outcome for Salad, because what she wanted to do is be in range of either elect, ice, or grass to remove the life aura and potentially to remove some of these sanctuary pounds, but she got none of them, so she had to waste it on grass to do nothing.
Now this is the hardest part. Yeah, these charges are disgustingly good. Go for the Invis, nice. He buys herself another turn. Judgment, get back this panel. Nice. Maybe there was another beast charge coming too. That was huge. Paralysis will last her just long enough out of this turn. It definitely was the beast charge that was coming. Oh, but it's Judgment.
Oh, but this is going to
remove this. Is this a frame shot? Oh, she
the buffered input. That was incredible. And now she has access to the 2 recoveries. If she's able to match them immediately, she'll survive and potentially live for another 10 for a fighting chance. I mean, all of this stream, we've seen these crazy comebacks happen.
Man.
So one can only dream, even though it seems even more difficult in this position.
I mean, it's all okay. She makes it through. She gets 200 HP. Here comes another 200. I'm just sure paying dividends. Keep charging the bug fix again. She doesn't care about the HP drain. She just wants damage. But the Tengu Man is not going to stop her. No, we have super armor. It could still connect her. It's a whiff. It's a whiff. It's a beast charge coming in.
Oh no, this.
It's another beast charge. Oh man. Wow.
What?
Almost made it out, but Wayne came 3 now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very difficult. She had to deal with that life aura from turn 1. She had to wait for it for 3 long turns. I mean, that life aura takes so long to expire on its own, and she just had to wait it out. But now looking into game 3, this is looking like a nice start. She has her own life aura, and she can only hope that her opponent doesn't really get the wind drag that earlier as well.
Man, what a scary position to be in. Whew. But hey, fighting with all signs of life fully intact, just trying to make it through. Oh man, I love this game. I love this game so much. Oh my gosh. If there's any new players watching, please get involved. Join the server. Get involved in these tournaments. We have new moons for beginners that are beginner friendly. Blood moons are very challenging. You could hop in, but it could be a rewarding experience and stuff. Get involved, get active, play some matches. Oh, that's gonna bite you. Oh, that's gonna bite you. You're kicking yourself, child. You're like, dang. Did I just do that? Did I just? I feel it in your soul.
Okay. Why do you think in that position Salad was using buster shots instead of a charge shot when her charge shot would have destroyed the cube instantly and did not have to rely on luck?
She was pushing herself to go even further beyond.
I mean, knowing Salah's luck, we could have gone like 5 turns without that cube being destroyed. I mean, she never gets any buster shots.
She never gets it. I mean, she has gotten a couple of buster procs in that first game. You know, she got a few. That's funny. That is so funny. So why does she even play this game? She knows she's so unlucky, right? Good hands. What's that?
To be fair,
man,
starting
so
with
funny.
life aura turn 1 on custom 6 is pretty
True.
nice.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's true. It's true. Okay, yeah, I don't think going for charge shots on the rock cube is worth it. I'd rather just move, yeah. How many shots was that? She got 2 procs, maybe?
Actually,
No
that's
CFC? Okay, interesting.
interesting. I wonder why Sal didn't use it like earlier, because that could have forced Chart to either step forward or step back and tank the poison. But to answer the question about the cube, so one interesting mechanic with charge cross is that when you do a charge shot, it actually keeps your contact damage. So hitting someone, if you have a normal barrier on, will cause the barrier to take 10 damage because that's the amount of contact damage you do. But when you hit a cube, you get hit by 200 damage. So using a charge shot on a cube means that you'll lose your life or just like that.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very rare thing to see.
No. I'm talking about. This hand. Is this your decision? Salad, that's ambitious. Okay, let me think. You get. I don't know. Oh well, she has Buster Bug, right? That's the gambit here. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Okay.
The only aura now, she's able to basically protect her life aura from these erase cells. She just needs to get the bait movement in because she also needs to deal with the anti-damage. Ooh, Tango Man just barely missed time. Avoiding that completely.
No TFC? She's off the screen or something? Oh, she has to get rid of that.
Ooh.
Okay, it's gone now.
getting greedy.
Bust the buck, yes.
Yeah.
Do you keep it? Do you keep it? PC, do you keep it?
Yeah, probably, because I mean, she still has quite a bit of HP left. She has that hollow panel. She's able to deal with the anti-damage. She can potentially get in quite a bit of damage. And who knows, maybe Salad knows my secret strat to confirm and go 3 hits.
Oh, does she believe? Does she believe? I don't think she does. Right now, Cha has noticed a little bit of a pattern. No attacks have come out. Charge shots are not even coming out. But they will now.
Now Cha is going into Elect Beast to potentially crack and break these panels, and Salad being unable to move can potentially be devastating.
Okay.
Very nice. Oh no! Last second, Cha moving up and confirming, basically avoiding that downfall.
Good decision from Cha. Break up all those panels. Now we go into the next turn. No movement. Okay, we got some forward movement action, but it's going to break the panel directly behind us immediately. So maybe standing still is the better option. But we do find Grab Revenge and Judgment. So that could be very good for us as well.
Oh, interesting. Salad's considering going into SoulXCross. So SoulXCross can put in a lot of consistent damage, and that might be what she needs, because she might be starting to run low on chips. She's already using her Giga Chip Dr. Ray, and being forward in an area will also allow her to avoid base, because base only hits the initial 3x3 area that you opponent control. Now Charles probably wondering what cost they should go into, and they decide to stay in Elect. I mean, Elect breaking panels against someone without issues can do quite a bit of value, and I think sometimes you just want to hold your buster on them, because there's quite a bit of damage, like 1 damage per frame, which adds up over the course of broken panels.
Not so confident in the choices here for... Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, okay, but at least we get the anti-damage up.
Charles trying to hold forward, trying to camp against these area grabs, but it's going to be a mental warfare. You either stay forward and take the hits, or step back and risk getting locked by area and taking the hits anyway.
It looks like she's going to double down on the slash pressure. There's no ground man to really combat against this, so she's not too worried. You know what? That's an interesting thing to talk about. We haven't been seeing a lot of ground man. People are heavily disrespecting SoulXCross. I don't know what y'all thought this was, but SoulXCross isn't just a cross, it's a giga. So, as long as people understand what they're getting into.
Yeah, I mean, it's genuinely one of the strongest crosses in the game. All you need is 1 area grab, and in a slow game set, if your opponent has no answers to it, that's over 1k damage, just like that.
Oh, okay. So, Arna is saying in chat that the get-in spam is making ground man a lot less reliable. But the getting isn't always in play. Yeah, okay, the chip sits in your hand for an extra turn, but it's grounded even without slash pressure. That's so much damage to be thinking about. Interesting decision from Salad here, stepping back, favoring the extra slash to confirm some damage instead of keeping the area. Oh, Raceman in hand. They did just move into this panel. If they choose not to cross change, that's a free lock-in.
Salad still has access to these 2 recovery 300s in her hand. So next turn, if she finds herself low on HP, looks like she's thinking about it this time. Maybe she wants to avoid getting hit by a base plus 30. She's looking at her win conditions and what she can lose to, basically.
Yeah, base plus 30 right now isn't necessarily a devastating deletion moment, because you'll still have about 300-ish HP, but you do want to be safe, right? You just want to be careful. The area grab is going to get rid of the anti-damage here. Get double recovery. Now we're sitting on invisible. If base decides to come out, then it's really over. It has to be base. The fact that they're not going for anything, it has to be base. Yeah, and good defense. Good defense.
Yeah, Salad playing it very defensive, just waiting to use her defense. There's no reason, there's no pressure to use it early on. And that might be why Chub hasn't crossed in something, because if you cross and use your charge shots and give your opponent invis, it is basically an opportunity for them to use defense as a response to that.
Okay. This is the make or break turn, I feel. We have some really powerful chips in our hand, and Cha just lost a serious amount of momentum.
Oh,
Okay.
It's going to be so. She still has plenty of HP, avoiding a hit. Let's see if the second hit does connect.
The wind drag.
This is starting to add up. Charles losing quite a bit of HP. If that erasement connects as well, that's going to be extra damage Charles really doesn't want to deal with.
Hold B. Hold B. Best strategy in the game. Hold the B. Just hold B. Oh, yeah. Erasement would definitely be it.
Oh, but have we seen the recoveries from Cha already? I mean, this is still a rough position to be in, but let's see if they have anything left. Looks like no recoveries, otherwise probably they've been mashed themselves. Oh,
there's recoveries. Oh, okay. Is there a second one? There goes the beast charge. Nice.
Ooh, nice movement from Sag.
Confirm.
Yeah, stepping forward to get the confirm, and now with a single buster shot. Well, yeah, almost.
Yeah. The movement jump scare, bro. What a tough game that was. Wow, Cha, you fought hard. But that after losing base, the momentum shifted a little too much. And now it just came down to like trying to find damage from everywhere else, which is one of the riskier parts about playing into just having the charge shots for value. Because now you find yourself in a position where you use these chips, all I have to rely on are these charge shots. And now it's a footsies game. It's a momentum game. Am I up right now? Can I just force trade some of these charge shots? It's a very slippery slope to play around with, but it's not like Gregar is without faults. There's pros and cons to every strategy in this game, even getting, to be fair. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah. With that, let's head into the setups for our final match of the day with Salad vs Neryth. Alright, I mean, we've just seen how Salad play. We know the methodical play she wants to go with her folder, but now looking at Neryth's side, say, if people haven't been in the N1 GP for a while, they might not be familiar with the name Neryth. He's one of our commentators, occasionally coming in as well, but he always has that signature style with his folder. So if you quickly take a look at his folder, you can see a few things missing, actually.
Maybe it's maybe he's missing. Oh, I know. He's not playing Sanctuary. And there's no barrier 200 either. Yeah, that's got to be it.
He is playing Sanctuary, but that's thinking along the right line.
Oh, I just think,
while he does have an anti-Navi, anti-sword, anti-recovery, there isn't a single anti-damage or an invis. And these are some of the chips that are often considered core for everyone to run. I mean, what we usually recommend is everyone running 3 of each, which is the maximum you can. People have adjusted around that, lowered it by 1, maybe cut off one of them to add in other types of defense. But Neryth is known for his playstyle of deciding no to all the traditional defense and instead running this low HP, basically all bursts, and yeah, no survival.
All gas, no brakes. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you first look at this folder and you're playing against it, you're like, there's no damage in here. I'm just gonna win. This is free. He can't defend himself. I'm just gonna beat him. All right, I'm just gonna beat him. And then you play the match. And then you play the match. And all of a sudden, everything's different, right? That's Neryth in a nutshell for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely very simple because it can be deceiving. With Falzar, while you don't have these line nukes, basically, where you can do damage along the line and very easily land all of your hits, you need more area or more ways to confirm. But if you are able to confirm your hits with Beast Out or using Wind Drags, you can just get in quite a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Now, we've already seen Salad play. Let's just hop into this final match of the day with a send-off. Are you ready, Peasy?
All right, I sure am.
Last operation, set in.
Execute. And we are starting with these permafield orbs. So if you look at these orbs, you can see they look a bit different to normal broken panels. And the reason for that is because area grabs cannot take them. So they're basically forced to stay on one side's area. And what this means is if you use 2 area grabs, you're not going to get any more area. You'll keep that one area. But Neryth is also running 4 panel grabs, and panel grabs because they only take 1 panel. They can get around it.
Now, panel grabs are really powerful chips to have at your disposal. Honestly, I'm really surprised that he's playing 4 of them and no access to fanfare. Sorry, something crazy is happening. Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. And looking at Neryth, he's deciding to stay in base now and not even crossing turn 1. So he's just trying to scout out and see what goes on, using that scout which he has rigged. That would have been a nice D-cross if he got it on a fire cross. But
charge cross, yeah.
Yeah, so Salad was aware of that. Ooh, but these navis, one after the other, first the rush paralysis and now the race man to follow up with. Ooh, and then Element Man SP to do quite a bit of damage, although Judgment is going to retaliate back.
Nice, good positioning here for Neryth. This is
and now he's trapped. Doesn't have access to
Remember that time? Remember that time I said perfect positioning?
Yeah. And at least as a Falzar player, he's always able to go into Tingle Cross or Beast Out to get access to air shoes. He can potentially even try to use the area grabs to regain his area, and Salad doesn't have any area grabs to counter them and trap him again.
Trying to decipher what the best strategy here is. I think double Navi is right. I'm not sure if it's Erase Man or... Okay, locking in Erase Man is pretty good.
Neryth using a trap, so we know that's not an anti-damage, which is what my mind goes into first. Ooh, forgetting about Beast losing Elements Man SP. That's very unfortunate.
Panel grab comes down. No way to decross. This is where it gets very spooky for Salad. This is now a mind game of 50-50. You do not want to lose, but she takes the trade for the work. Oh, okay. She does find a way to dodge. That's not what you want to see. That's got to be anti-sword too. Oh, good movement from Neryth. Okay. These charge shots are scary. Oh, man. Oh, that's a lot of damage coming out, but Salad trading up pretty decently with those charge shots of her own.
Don't forget, that trap could also be an anti-navi or an anti-recovery. I mean, anti-recovery is particularly devastating to Salad because she runs 4 recovery chips, so denying one of them and even doing that much damage can potentially change the game.
Yeah, it basically negates 1 set of recoveries.
Neryth going with the guidance Salad has no access to air shoes. Unless he uses the embers, which saved her. And look at that XP drain she has. It's going down very quickly.
Can't hide forever, unfortunately. Does deny most of the damage. Erase Man, this is a trade you definitely needed right now. 550 HP. Gets rid of the trap as well. Nice, about even now. What's the follow-up? Oh, it's gonna be Element Man. Go for the grass? No, Fire just wants to do just as much damage quickly as possible.
Oh, no. That is game already. That's incredible. I mean, we've just seen how Salad plays, and the way she wants to play is basically play the long game, play it patient, try to gain as much damage as possible. But Neryth, in his photo with no defense, he wants to do the opposite. He wants to finish the game as soon as possible, just because the longer it goes, the worse it will be for him.
Losing that first chip to Beat just harkens way back to the beginning of the stream when I talked about Beat taking away a mega chip or a giga chip in some instances and how valuable that alone is. And now all of a sudden that differential of HP was the final bits at the end there, just couldn't close it out because of that.
Yeah, I mean, if she had landed the Element Man speed, that would have been game. She would have had it there, but unfortunately now she's forced to have taken the loss, and now we're going to game 2. And the Salad, remember, went on in game 1. She's taking Elementman SP as her first chip, so she might be trying to use that as a cut-in, which is one of the ways to get around beat and rush. But it might be risky if Neryth plays it very patient and just goes for hits. Never mind. We'll connect instantly.
Slow gauge up here too. I really love Spoutman doing the 150, and now you're into a position. Oh, that's a good panel grab.
But don't forget,
that's a lot of area.
Has a Judgment, which is never mind. Beats coming into play.
And the bird. I hate that bird so much, PZ.
You know,
but we have 2 area grabs.
The thing
We're
is,
okay.
If she actually lost Elementsman SP to Beat in that position, she would have been able to use her Judgment and get the area grab and would have won turn 2 just with that play. Because
I just picture Beat in the background hitting the millie because he knows he's got it, bro. He knows you must respect his game, and you gotta respect the Beat. It's so sad, man. So sad. I hate that bird. I don't like that bird.
Yeah, I mean, that bird's getting good meal today, but Salad is deciding to stay in SoulXCross. So this is going to be very risky if Neryth goes into Dust Cross, because he can potentially get in with Charge and D-Cross. And if she gets D-Cross in this position, especially with ground shoot being able to... Wait, never mind. I was thinking about Dust, but she's going to ground. She's trying to trap Neryth and potentially confirm maximum hits. Ooh, never mind. Race man is going to do
nice
2 damage. But look again, Salad.
Timeout. No timeout. Oh, yeah. So lucky.
No, her area grabs are completely denied, and again, this would have been game. Would have been into game 3 already, but these panel grabs are getting very annoying for Salad.
Good charge shots game here. Of course, it's Salad. She's not going to get any of those Buster procs. Why would she? That's not what we're here for. We're not here to see Salad luck. We're here to see Salad try to win the game. It's a very different, clear line. When we watch PZ play, we're watching the luck. We're here for the luck. We're here for the shenanigans and dice rolls. Right, playerzero?
What? I mean, look.
What happened, bro?
If anyone's saying I was cheating it, I'll just say it's not true. I would never cheat.
I would never cheat. It's crazy.
The anti-recovery.
Oh my gosh, anti-recovery and taking the damage too, basically negating this last recovery and the 2 grabs.
Ooh,
oh, now you're in a situation.
Very rough. Yeah, because now Salad is trapped. She's basically forced to trade, and Neryth's able to very easily just break all of these panels and maintain his area control.
Okay, nice. Choose, do you want to come forward or back? He steps back, okay. Yeah, no, we're trading. I'm positive on HP. I might...
Oh, that's why.
Great discipline from Salad, avoiding an extra 2 hits and staying in the center. Because instead of... No, that was 7 hits. Yikes. Yeah, yikes. Oh man, Monkey Boy 0211 in Twitch chat. Salad's looks so bad that she tip charges the bug fix because it never came when she needed it. Get that man a cookie, he right. He's not wrong, bro. That's so funny. She's tip charged it like 80% of the time. That's so funny.
Ooh, getting into that's game. I think that's just game. Because Salad is stuck against Tingle. And the Garden as well. I was just gonna say the Sanctuary will delay things, but now she'll just have to take all these hits. I don't think she survives another attack. I think that's just game right here.
Wow. She's smashing for her life.
Ooh, and the judgment.
You know what's really disgusting? PZ? She got like 4 Buster procs at the end there. I just want to point that out. In the very last moment, when it didn't matter. She's a life part of rounds in a row, bro. I'm sick. I'm sick for you, Sound. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's incredible. She just stood there looking at that life word, and that's where all of her luck comes in. You know, and what this means is that's just going to mean next 5 games she'll never get any boss procs when she needs them. She used up all of her luck. That's it.
All the luck gone. All of it sent. She's good. She's done, bro. She's done. That was so funny. Oh man. Wow, what a stream. What a stream. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, such an incredible set of matches. We had so many crazy comebacks. Almost all of the games had crazy comebacks, and it's just really nice to see people going in until the very end. 1 HP, I still can win it. The game doesn't end until I'm deleted.
That's it. I keep going until I'm gone. That's it. That's all we can do. And that's what I will do. And that's why I really like players like Ricochet. And who's another really good player who does that? I think Soup does that too. Who else does that? Oh, it was in the last stream too. Dang, I can't remember. Oh, but just playing aggressively, like you have 1,000 HP when you only got the one, is the most intimidating thing ever, bro. Please back up off me. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely applies quite a lot of pressure because you never know what your opponent might have. So them playing aggressive is actually pretty scary. But yeah,
yo, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
What?
Monkey Boy 0211 in Twitch chat brings up a good point. PC.
Yeah.
Stella doesn't have any luck. Her RNG's not great. But no one is ever that unlucky. Therefore, that must mean it went somewhere.
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
We started with permaholes. Maybe it fell through the permaholes. Who knows? But moving swiftly on, unfortunately, that was our final match of the day. But what this means is we will have more action coming up next week. So this match is the end. This match is the end of the round robin stage, but the top cut stage is still ahead of us. And with that, let's take a quick look of how the bracket might be looking next week. All right. So as mentioned previously, this round robin stage is divided into 2 different groups, and the top 4 players from each group will advance into the top cut, so the top 8 bracket. And as you can see here, this is the potential top 8 for Group A. This can still change because until the end of today, so today is going to be the end of when people can play the matches, so this can still potentially change. So definitely keep that in mind, and let's take a look at what Group B is looking at right now. Yeah, as you can see here, this is the layout of Group B. So we're definitely looking at a very competitive top cuts into the next week. But with that is going to be the end of today's stream. So thank you everyone for watching today, and thank you everyone who submitted their matches and played during this blood moon. With that, let's get into the questions. So as mentioned earlier, thank you everyone for watching, and I do want to give a quick shout out to the people who played all of their matches in the round robin. So it's definitely rough to try to go through all of your matches, especially for some of the newer players who might not be performing as well as they want to, but they still persevered on and completed their matches. And another thing to point out is, based on the feedback we've been receiving about, so in case people don't know, anyone who plays all of their matches during the blood moon will receive a special full moon roll, which basically indicates our gratitude and thankfulness that they've been able to play and dedicate their time to playing all of these matches. So what we'll do now is we'll give the full moon roll as soon as the round robin stage ends, instead of at the end of the blood moon, just to make it easier logistically and to basically ride in the hype. But with that, I do want to give shout out to the players who've been able to play these matches, who are Thiago, playerzero, Minorico, Neryth, Oshihene, Char, Roku, At, Grimbo, Rockin, and Itu, which I think I'm saying that wrong. And yeah, do want to give shout out to Salad as always for running the tournament and preparing the stream layout, and huge shout out to SoulXCross who joined me today in commentary. Thank you for being here, Sol. It's definitely a blast.
It's always a pleasure to be here, guys. Stay tuned. We got more BN action coming up next week, as always.
Indeed, and I do want to give a quick shout out to all of the people working behind the scenes to report the scores and keep the tournament running. So thank you to Rockin, Entitas, Honor Knight, and Ricochet, and I think there were others as well who were recording these matches, and this time I ended up running the stream and picking out the votes. I also want to give a shout out to all of our supporters who've been donating through subscriptions on our profile page. Thanks to their support, we've been able to increase the cash prizes for the Blood Moon, and we're working on more projects in the future as well. So thank you to Yamland Hero, Starlight, Aerodon, Char, AndMySax, Ricky Sparks, Racine, Bitmuffin, Zay, Not Third Person, Enduring Way, and Entitas. Yeah. So I think the last one might have been Ajax, but I might be forgetting the rest. We're also working on a screen to do that. Thank you, as was mentioned on the profile update as well. But yeah, thank you again everyone for joining, and definitely don't want to miss out on next week's Top Cut matches. So we'll see you again then. Goodbye.